Hello everybody, welcome to the PMR launch day 1 day launch day live stream. 2 hours until launch. That's what's it, and we're going to check it out. I really like the quiet bit before, when the stream first starts. Seconds. Hello. Welcome, you're the first here. Congratulations. There is no good internet usage. I'm having breakfast. Breakfast has been achieved. Guten Morgen. How's it going, guys? See, there should be inbuilt ranking at launch. I don't know. We're still using the press version. What's going on with this car? That's how I warm up my tyres. Thanks for subscribing, you mother. This car has super tight steering. Two 2003. Oh yeah, like Winamp. Yeah. It's just so, it looks like a 1950s spaceship. Like, this car's got a well narrow. It's got really tight steering out of the box. I think I heard that the day one patch will make everyone be able to levitate. I heard that the day one patch is going to bring world peace. Oh dear. No, this is the press version. I heard that the day one patch this day one patch is could be one of the greatest day one patches in the history of man. To be honest, we don't know yet. The day one patch includes the patching of the British economy. It's genius. It includes they fix the Houses of Parliament as well, renovated. Day one patch gives me a good sense of humour. Half-Life 3's included in it, yeah. I want a T-shirt that says Day One Patch. No, I've not played this on a wheel. My channel needs a Day One patch. It's coming in an hour. The day one patch. They say it will fix the frame rate and even the AI. It's the day one patch. Who knows? But it might do. I only had 5 hours sleep. I only had 5 hours sleep, guys. Oh dear. I didn't get to bed till like 4 in the morning because we did videos last night. And then I was listening to bloody science podcasts and I couldn't sleep. So, and then I woke up and I was like, well, I'm really tired. But I mean, I can't get back to sleep. It's just how I am. We've got to go to I've got my flu jab booked at 3, so I have to be awake for that. Flu and COVID jab. I've gone for double jab. That's a day one patch. I'm getting a day one COVID patch. I hope it's the correct variant. I'm patching my body. That's how I can play driving sims. The flu jab's not for flu. It's for video games. Done my own research. I'm happy to be a test subject. I love vaccines. I'm really glad I don't have polio. Twice double frame rate. Vaccines are amazing. Honestly. Tetanus. Give me all the vaccines. MMR. Measles, mumps, rubella. Oh, I love them. I'm like it's like going to pick a mix. Might as well.
Well, everybody.
Well, everybody. I've had vaccines for everything. Can't believe it's shipped in this state. Well, has it shipped yet? It's not out yet till 1. I don't know how people are making assumptions. It's PMR. PMR is a really great example of critical thinking and skepticism in the amount of people that have seemingly come to full conclusions without even playing the game. Good. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying it's really weird. Like, you read online, you know, it's fair enough for people that like press and YouTubers that have access to the press version, for them to say whatever they say, rightly or wrongly. I think I agree with a lot of the YouTubers, but at least they've played it, right? So they can say stuff, and then like 95% of the noise online is people that haven't played it. That have committed themselves to either loving the game or hating it. It seems like it's really weird. It's like, if anything, should generally be ambivalent. I would be. I'm ambivalent to everything. Chill mic drop. I do have to go shortly after it comes out to get vaccinated, so it will look like that. Right, why don't listen to me? I've told you guys, never listen to me. Look, I have 3,000 hours of iRacing in the last 2 years. Does that sound like a normal thing to do? Does that sound healthy to you? I spent 10 hours messing around with force feedback settings in this game. Does that seem like a sensible? Does that seem like something that's normal and right and someone you should listen to? Well, that's what's weird with Super GT's video. Is I've seen other people play it with a gamepad and not struggle. And the thing is, Steve is good at playing games with a gamepad. He's a proper Forza pleb. Like, he's a chase camp master. So I don't know what's going on there. It's really weird. And then also his wheel settings, or him not feeling the cars. It's like, I don't think he changed the force feedback at all. Which, I mean, the developer should get the settings out of the box pretty good, because it, as Steve pointed out, felt atrocious at Sim Racing Expo as well. So does every game, to be honest. Apart from Niels's, apart from ImSim's rigs, some rigs were okay, and Niels's AMS1 cars, they felt really good. But trade shows are pretty terrible. But yeah, you're not gonna win people over to a highly complicated video game, good or bad, if the settings are all over the place. It's like you could go to a restaurant, they might serve really good food, but if the chairs are all wonky, If you have to put a piece of paper under the chair so it doesn't wobble, it's going to ruin the meal, isn't it? So, is it in Ballymore Kitchen? No, but I said, as soon as I got the press version of this game, for some reason my sim rig was rigged with explosives. Also, at Sim Racing Expo, Marco put a chip in my brain, so I can't say anything bad about Kunos or 505 games. It hurts every time I think negative thoughts about Kunos. It starts electrocuting me. And there's video footage of him installing it. Well annoying. On the positive though, we do come across as more positive on the internet, so it's gonna probably make us more money, so really I should thank him. Yeah, it's like there's underneath the explosives there's a microphone, and if I don't say something positive about PMR at least 3 times per hour, it blows up. So it's like it's like speed, but I have to say positive stuff. Yeah. The film's called Slow. That's what I. That would be my life story. Slow. He really struggled in school. Do you know what? Sandra Bullock, I think she's well nice. She seems like a nice person. I've never met her, but from stuff I've seen, she actually seems like a nice person. Out of all the Hollywood actors, she seems like a really nice and attractive. Apparently, you know the woman that plays the Dedra in Andor? British actor. Apparently she's really nice in real life. I hate nice people though. I don't know, there's something about Sandra Bullock though. There's just something about her. Seemed that it's because when I was like 7, she was like the older hacker woman, competent female in all the 90s films, and so I think that's attractive. I hate pathetic women. You know, I mean, I don't hate pathetic women, but you know what I mean, that trope of pathetic. It's nice to have. I think it's more attractive a woman that's like got a bit of humour, a bit competent. Also, she does the whole sort of. I don't know. It's weird. Clip that. Gamer Muscle hates incompetent women. We're good game lovers. That's not true, Niels. That's just absolutely not true. Anybody that plays driving simulators categorically does not like good games. I was thinking about this. Racing sims are like playing Myst, but only, you know, Riven and Myst in the 90s, the point-and-click adventures. Racing sims are basically exactly the same as those games, but the difference is the game doesn't have a sad story in it. The sad story is your life as you play the game. But it's exactly the same. You know, you point and click on shit on the screen. You don't know what on earth is happening or why. Sometimes things happen and the game progresses, and other times nothing happens and you don't know why. But that's what we like. So it's just a really advanced version of me. I bet you all the sim racers probably played Myst, or we saw it when we were like 5 or 6. And that stuck. There's no other explanation. What Speed 2? Is that the one with the boat? The terrifying nature of out-of-control cruise ships. Or is that Speed 3? Hang on, Speed 2 with the subway train? Or is that still in Speed 1, where his head gets cut off? I can't remember. How strong is the engine brake? 4. 2. Does shifting rapidly over your engine make you spin? How does a weight transfer feel? Well, so look. It feels like totally normal to drive. Like, it feels like AMS2 with it not being as janky as AMS2. I'll downshift quickly. It's got a lot of engine braking. Look, downshift quickly. That's just the back coming out from downshifting. We did go into neutral, to be fair, but if you downshift quickly, the back will like lumber out. Look. That's from downshifting to first gear too quickly. And if you downshift even not to first gear, you'll feel it in the force feedback. But I've turned shift protection off. You would normally have shift protection so that you wouldn't do that. People should remember ACC and AMS2 were crap at launch. AMS2 still is crap. ACC still is crap. I never liked ACC. I can appreciate... So, Kunos did a lot of work on ACC, and you can appreciate it is polished. And they did the car models. I don't like the audio, but they don't... technically, they did a good job on it. Like, they worked very hard on it. You can appreciate the work they put into it. But that said, I hate ACC. Like, I genuinely hate the driving. I hate the graphics engine. The audio gives me a headache. The graphics are blurred. I genuinely hate ACC, but I can really appreciate the hard work that's gone into it. And it's good. It's one of those things. It's like I just don't. It's like anchovies. I like anchovies, but like imagine you didn't like anchovies. You can't really complain if they're in a tin nicely and they're fresh. Still food, right? So I can appreciate the hard work that went into ACC and the detail and stuff. I don't actually hate iRacing. It's quite funny. A lot of people assume I do. I'm just objective about its physics. The physics at the limit in iRacing don't allow you to do some of the most basic driving techniques. And I say that, and I get slagged off for that relentlessly. And because not most people, but a large number of people don't have critical thinking capacity, they can't accept it. So I'm very familiar with iRacing. I wouldn't have played it for 3,000 hours if I didn't enjoy it. I find it very frustrating, but I find it hilarious. I like the track quality. Force feedback with Marvin's app is really nice. I personally like Formula Ford, Formula V, F4, Super Formula Light. So, you know, I like the audio in iRacing. Yeah, I know you do see it used as a benchmark for good physics. That's because people ignore how it drives at the limit. Under the limit, it's got good physics. But yeah, this is really interesting, actually. You see this with Project Motor Racing, right? This is super, super interesting to me. In sim racing, I feel like 70%, 80% of sim racers base what's realistic purely off marketing or like assumptions or like arbitrary factors that are beside the actual point of what is actually realistic or like, you know, what actually makes sense from a driving mechanic perspective. Like 70% of what people believe to be realistic is 100% separate to the actual product. It's really interesting the degree to that's the case with driving sims. So with PMR, you've just got a bunch of reviewers clearly did not change force feedback settings, and So they've said, oh, well, you know, it's not, the cars aren't realistic or they can't handle whatever. But you can clearly see, like, myself drive it perfectly fine. And I can clearly feel, like, range in the force feedback. You can see GP laps Jake drive the cars perfectly fine. So clearly it is drivable, right? At a minimum, let's say it was completely terrible. And I just happen to arbitrarily be able to drive it, and so does some other people. But clearly it is drivable, right? And you can... So... But you look at the comments online, and it's like people going, oh, no, yeah, Simcade, worse than Gran Turismo or whatever. It's like, based on what? So... and then with iRacing, you will have seen for 10 years people going... Oh, yeah, it's the most realistic, real drivers play it. And it's like, you can, within 3 corners, if you know how to drive over the limit and balance cars, within 3 corners in iRacing, you can tell that its time model's weird. Like, that it doesn't allow you to actually push into slip properly. So, but no, it's the most realisticist. So, people just... Maybe they don't have a feel for driving, or they can't drive, or they've just learnt one thing. But that's not to say I don't enjoy, like, the different sims. It's just it's really interesting. And then you saw this actually to some degree back in the day with, like, sims like MSR or Project Gotham Racing. You know, if you have the right marketing, people are like, oh, this is the most realistic driving game, right? When Metropolitan Street Racer came out on the Dreamcast, there'd already been more realistic simulators on PC. But no one was really aware of them apart from the people that had PC. No, I don't have Day 1 patch, Kira, if this is the press version. No, I like LMU's physics, generally speaking. I don't like its force feedback. LMU's it's very easy to drive, very controllable. Yeah, I mean, Race Room's got very sloppy tyres and behaviour, but it's quite enjoyable to drive. You can balance the cars and stuff, so, you know. Whoa, mega, Day 1 patch, coming at you from Rouse Hatch. Mega, Day 1 patch, is the patch going to change the world? Woo! Mega, giant Day 1. Mega, super big patch. Mega, feel the patch. Give me patches, patch in your face. the Day One Patch song. I think drum and bass and Day One Patch go together quite well. I'm excited for the Day One Patch myself. More bonker. Day One Patch. I want a shirt that says Day One Patch on it. This whole thing. Day One Patch. That's sick, right? This is the thing. Even if PMR ends up not being that great, it has already given us Day One Patch. It's like Microsoft Flight Sim gave us a 5-hour loading screen, which is one of the funniest things. So thanks for subscribing. One of the funniest things, 5 hours of live streaming a loading bar was one of the greatest things I've experienced in my life. And genuinely, I love stuff like that because you could not plan a 5-hour load bar. Amazing. So, but Day One Patch is pretty good. Do you remember Forza Motorsports' trailer where they had your tyres are bold, pit now? Your tyres are bold, pit now. Dear. Oh, I'm well excited for Day One Patch. Day One Patch girl. Next time, if I'm ever with someone and they complain about how I look or dress or whatever, I'll just say Day One Patch. Anytime I cook a bad meal and they go, oh, you've undercooked the steak, I go, Day One Patch. Hang on, as much as people give shit to iRacing, the majority of real-world drivers are practicing there, not on commercially available sims. No, they're not. That's just not true. VOC 2002. This is what I mean about the complete lack of skepticism. It's insane. What you've just typed is entirely made up and entirely assumptive, based off real drivers and sim racers play iRacing because it's got laser scan tracks, cars are all right, and it's got competition. Right? Nobody plays iRacing to practice actual driving because the physics are terrible.
I don't like ACC, but I do like the normalist. But that is amazing.
It's really, but like you see, there's just
probably
like
one of the or not the best simulation to practice. Like
I need a one-day patch.
Even F1 or GT mods.
iRacing needs a one. iRacing needs a day one patch. But yeah, it's mental. As I say, sim racing's a really good microcosm of how information and stuff works on the internet and how like skepticism and things. It's really because sim racing doesn't matter, but also it's quite simple. Like compared to like politics or science or medicine or all these other things that are actually very, very complicated and way, way, way more subjective. A lot of sim racing is subjective as well, but lots of stuff in real life are a billion times more complex. Have a lot more history behind them, and a lot more emotive than sim racing. Yet you see in sim racing, and the nice thing with sim racing as well is, for me, I've been around it since it basically started, like modern sim racing, online multiplayer, like 3D sims with realistic wheels, G25s and what have you. So you can actually, I've been able to see the sort of technology, how things have changed. I know real world drivers that drive and use sims, and I know it pretty well. So it's really interesting you can see the disconnect between online and reality. You can see the fallacies people make. You can see the assumptions people make or where they make. To be clear, I will make wrong. I I will be wrong on lots of stuff as well. But the point is, it's just really interesting how transparent it makes stuff, and it shows you how futile anything is. So it shows you how humanity's really in trouble. I wouldn't help developing a sim. A lot of people are confused about sim development. People know what's generally good or bad. The difficulty is it costs a lot of money to make sims, and there's not a big market to sell to. So it's a very hard thing to make money from. And so developers have to do extraordinary work in a very short period of time. So a lot of people don't realise this. If you think a lead technical programmer could be being paid between 120 to 500,000 pounds a year, right? So that means if you're going to, just for one programmer, if you were going to pay them in a normal business arrangement, a 3 or 4 year game development, you're already a few £1 million down. But let's say they're on the cheaper side. Let's say they were conceivably working for royalties or working for like 50k a year or something, 70k a year. You're still going to need artists. You're still going to need marketing. So, you know, you're still talking millions of pounds to, you know, so. And then you've got to sell to miserable sim racers. And then you've got licensing and everything. Mind you, if you don't want to spend money on licensing, you can, for example, recreate tracks with a different name. That's quite good. That's a pro tip. Play the game you enjoy. Niels, you've got guys, Neil, don't listen to Niels. He's spreading misinformation. That's not real sim racing. The joy of sim racing is going on forums and complaining about the game that you haven't even bought or isn't even out yet. Or if it is out and you have bought it, play it for a few hours and then defend or attack it with everything that's behind your life. The point is, you should have at least 4 times as much time on a forum than in the game. Otherwise, you're not a sim racer. Hello to sim racing. Everyone knows that. Also, so the way it works with sim racing, if you want to be a real sim racer, you should have 5 times as much forum time as actual driving time, and you should have 10 times as much knob fiddling time as driving time. You've got to get these ratios correct. It's like if you're making shortbread or a biscuit or something, you have to get the flour, sugar, you know. If you get these ratios wrong, you won't have experienced sim racing properly. Thanks for subscribing. Oh yeah, if anybody opposes your views, you have to attack them. And not actually have a discussion about any points, just attack them. If you're really serious about sim racing, you could send threats over email to influencers. Those are the ones that are really serious about it. Devs don't care about how accurate it is when most folks today are street crapping arcade races. No, but they do care because they do care because you wouldn't work on driving sims unless you were mental. And so I can tell you, all the physics programmers I've ever met that work on racing sims, all of them are like physics programmers that are mental, and what they want to do is they're like, in their minds, they're like, oh, I wonder if I can create a more advanced simulation of reality. I want to be God. and so they're like, oh no, I need to try this, I need to try this, I need to try this. They don't care about the console gamers or making it accessible. Ironically, the more realistic it is, the more easy it will be to drive in many ways. But yeah, like they don't purposely set out to dull things down. Like, have you met a physics programmer? Like, they're all of them. They're trying to. You're objectively wrong in saying physics are trash when at worst it's top 3 games. Oh, you're talking to someone else. What are you talking to me? Remember to at people's names when you talk to them. I think everyone's talking to me otherwise. I'm very egotistical. I've got main character syndrome, but in this case, I am actually the main character of this production. I'm not saying it's a good production. This isn't West Side Story or Macbeth. Although, actually, to be fair, this, from some of the versions of Macbeth I've seen, some of them involving a lot of nudity, this is probably better than some productions of Macbeth. So, it could always be worse, guys. If you're ever watching this live stream and you're thinking to yourself, holy shit, this is terrible, why am I watching this? Just be glad that your parents haven't dragged you to a bloody French castle because your parents are teachers, and so you're 7 years old on a grandstand outside in a French castle with hypothermia watching Macbeth in French. Just be glad that that's not happening to you right now, because I can assure you, if that happens to you at the age of 7, you will probably end up with severe mental health issues. Sorry, just getting that out there. just had to air that. It's my therapy session. Game of muscle law. Also, I've seen Macbeth like 15 times. My mum's an English teacher. I don't know how many times. How many times do you subject someone to Macbeth before it is actually considered to be torture? Like, really? How many times? Also, really funny story. My mum was doing a school trip that I came along to see Macbeth, and this was all like 12-year-olds. 10, 12, like GCSE, right? And the play was like they're naked and they're all like waving their cocks around and stuff. Because no one had told my parents that that's what it was. Like, they just thought, oh, it's Macbeth, it'll be fine, right? Can you imagine that happening now? So funny. Theatre, it's okay in theatre, apparently. But yeah, well, funny story. You should consider entering the Chili Bowl iRacing special event. I'm terrible at iRacing. I don't have any iRacing brilliance. I'm awful at it. This is a really good... Mid-Ohio is an amazing track. This car feels great, actually. Right, there's no way that anyone, like, right, with this game, AI's, well, this is the press version still, AI's bugged, graphics look too bad for how fast it runs, menus, whatever, but there's no way that you could drive this car, right, and not be like, oh yeah, this is really actually quite a decent car to drive. Like, the force feedback's great, can feel it. Feel the car naturally. you can oversteer it, you can push it, you can underdrive, you can overdrive. Like, I think maybe it's a thing with, like, you know, with like Madness engine games. I think they kind of confuse people because Straight 4 now, but also the people at SMS have always been kind of like, well, let's just let the players deal with stuff and let's just put all the options there. They never really curate stuff that well. I mean, Project Cars 2 had a pretty well curated single player, but like in terms of like the, you know, the sort of fundamental parts of the game is never curated or in a clearly designed way, which is a bit of an issue when you have something as complicated as a racing sim. And this is a really big problem that a lot of racing sims have, is that stuff is just not curated. Like, so where you have to give iRacing a load of credit, you can load it up and you can get a wheel going, and it kind of like, it's going to be fairly averagely consistent for people. And this is the same thing for GT7, right? GT7's very, I mean, the force feedback's terrible. The handling's like, don't get me wrong, it's great on a gamepad. It's not bad on the grand scheme of stuff, but it's very mediocre. But crucially, anybody that loads up GT7 and puts a gamepad on or a wheel will be able to drive it straight away and play through the game and have like a averagely good experience to what they'd probably consider, right, in general. And that is a really hard thing it's just sort of the Apple thing of using a computer, right? And it's like the, so Project Motor Racing and Project Cars and a lot of sims, they make this sort of Linux the Linux kind of thing where it's like, oh, look at all these options. What do you mean you can't load your game? You only have to type this command line and install these drivers from this website that's clearly listed when you Google the correct thing, you know? And it's like, so technically Linux is a billion times better than Windows, right? But like most people are too dumb or don't have the time. I'm too dumb. I much prefer Linux to Windows until, you know, to actually use it. So you need to do what like Valve have done with the Steam machine and Steam OS, or even what like Apple and Microsoft did with computers before they ripped off the Xerox PARC UI. So really, give credit to Xerox PARC, but was it Xerox PARC? I always get the names mixed up. But this is a really common thing with people that are very technically... Thanks for subscribing, guys. We appreciate all the subs. People that are very technically... have very high technical aptitude, engineers, very clever people, they tend to underestimate how stupid most people are for that specific thing. Like everybody has certain things they're good at, and it's very hard for most people to imagine what it's like for someone to do something that what something you're good at is like for someone that's not good at it. A lot of people really struggle to put themselves in the mindset of other people that have different competencies. That makes sense. And yeah, so engineers are particularly, because they're so deep in their competency, they're particularly prone to that. There you go. Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy that talk? Xerox PARC. Yeah, what was the name of the machine that they built? They've got one in the Seattle Computer Museum that works. It's really good. And it's hilarious because it's exactly like... it's actually better than Windows 3.1 in some ways. But... Rant level 1 achieved. Thank you, thank you. Do you find that you can drive at the limit slip with most of the cars in this? I think so. And this is without the day one patch. CRTL Garage, what's the weird sound and understeer when you're coming off the brakes? That sound, you see, the tyre scrubbing, which I think should be a volume slidable option, and I also think it should be a duller sound because it will sound more like grip rather than slip. Because it's quite a loud scrub sound and high pitch, people will associate it with slipping and skid when it isn't. It's actually tyres trying to purchase the road. I mean, well, the day one patch is going to change the world. What would the day one patch to my channel be like? Would it be like I'd have hair? I'd have muscles. That's why I don't have any muscles. Need a day one patch. GT7 is the most realistic sim ever made. Well, on a gamepad, it is actually really good. To be fair, if you're only playing with a gamepad, GT7 does... It's surprising how much it feels like driving a car. Day one patch, 100k subscribers. It seems you're the only person at this stage to say anything positive about this game. Everyone's very negative. I don't know. Random Call Sign said a lot of positive things. GP Lap said a lot of positive things. It's just I think we all agree that it feels undercooked, and there's some fundamental issues that need to be day one patched. So, I mean, Kirith has said positive stuff as well. I think what happens is people fixate on either the positives or the negatives and reduce things into 100% positive or 100% negative. It's part of the brain. The human brain does things called like heuristics. The brain tries to simplify everything, and you have to be really careful and be aware that that's what your brain's doing, because in reality things are not simple like that. Things have gradients to them. But yeah, I mean, it's 100% the case that I am pretty damn witty, sexy, women find me irresistible, so do men. You know, just... so that's true. That's 100% the truth. You quite enjoyed the challenge of trying to drive a more in-depth sim on controller. Jimster, you're going to get beat up. Also, people need to be aware on the internet, right? Stuff like Reddit is mental. Like, if you say I get brigade, I've got people that literally follow my account and brigade me, and so if you are like marked as like a X game hater, iRacing hater, any post or anything you do because you said anything critical will get brigaded, and it only takes 5 to 10 people to completely control what you see on Reddit. A lot of people don't realise this. But as a YouTuber or an influencer or just someone with a Discord, you can completely, like a subreddit with under 100,000 people, 20 people can completely manipulate the entirety of the content on a subreddit of that size. And this is why you end up with like this mental, like really weird, like narrative control on Reddit. So a lot of people, I don't think, realise the degree to which Reddit can be brigaded and controlled. They're like, oh, it's open to voting, so surely it works. Random Call Sign in the chat, guys. Everyone give him a follow and a sub. Watch his review. I think he, in my opinion, of the reviews I've seen, I think Random Call Sign did one of the like most rounded reviews of PMR. So, and he does good reviews. I mean, I hate him. I hate how sexy he is, to be honest. Proper sexy European. But he does really good reviews. I don't agree with him all the time. I don't agree with him necessarily, but he does very good reviews. I do agree with him a lot of the time. But that's it. The point is, it doesn't really matter if you agree or disagree. The point is, he actually tries to be critical, and actually, he isn't very critical, but he tries. You know, I think he does a good job. He should get far more credit than he generally gets. Big up to my boy. A random call sign. He's also moody. I like moody people. The Game of Muscle sucks narrative. No, to be fair, we do suck. But he's pretty funny, isn't it? It's like, he's weird. I've seen it for other people as well, though, on Reddit. That's the thing. And games. I think, you know, in many ways, I think Dave Cam's review was quite good. Like, the points that Dave Cam made in his video, like, why give people the press version that they've given if the day one patch is so different? And his perception of the game from him playing it is a totally valid thing. It's like, why aren't the default settings in the press version? Why aren't the default settings what you want people to experience? That's completely valid, right? So I think Dave Camp made some good points. As I say, I would recommend, when it comes to like anything, watch lots of reviews, and the key thing is to, what points do people make about stuff? What are the reasons? Like, don't just... Someone can say in a video, I like this, I don't like this, oh, I thought this was good, and you're like, okay, that's great. There's no information there. What you need is someone going, comparison, so they could go, I enjoyed iRacing compared to Automobilista 2, specifically because I enjoyed the jump in online racing and how convenient it was to find a race. So what they've done there is they're not saying AMS2 is terrible or iRacing is demonstrably better in all ways, but they've given one reason of why they prefer it. And so you can go, oh, that's interesting. They could still be wrong. What you should be really careful of is there's a lot of reviews on many things, written videos, where people just say, like, it's an influencer thing, it's really common. It's just like, they say what they feel, but they don't give any reasons. So it's like, well, what are you supposed to do with that as a viewer? So, the game's out in 58 minutes. Yeah, my clock's a bit fast. Don't worry about that. Time travel's faster for me because I'm so quick. Although, shouldn't it travel slower if I'm so quick, but... Oh, the car of MF Henry, same thing happens with car reviews. It's even more ridiculous with car reviews. I personally, I hate cars, just to be clear. Unless it's a Skoda Citigo or like a camper van with a surfboard on top. But I watch car reviews every now and again because I hate myself. And they're so dumb. So many of them are so dumb. Chris Harris was actually really good. But so many of them are so dumb. It's like, this car feels so precise and nimble, and then they're driving on a country road under the speed limit, and you're like, hang on, you're driving a £150,000 car at 40 miles an hour. What's more pertinent? Like, how is the handling's absurd in that scenario? Like a bloody Volkswagen Golf handles really quite nice at 50-60 miles an hour, right? If you've got a car that costs like £150,000, you're going to have to take it to a track to actually drive it. Anyway. Oh, the whole car thing. But yeah, Chris Harris on cars, he did a good job for it quite a bit. Like, a lot of his car review videos, he actually... And Chris Harris can actually drive. Like, he's good at doing. He's done like autocross and things, and he's actually a decent driver. I think he does a good job presenting as well, actually. And plus for you as well, people I know that have met him said that he wasn't egotistical at all and was totally down to earth and would like have plenty of time to talk to people. So that's always a good sign. So I always say this, it's really weird. Some people that you would think would be terrible people to talk to in real life actually can end up being really nice people. Like have loads of time. Like I bumped into Jonathan Ross once, and he was like chatting for ages about random shit. You wouldn't expect it, right? Because obviously I'm nobody, so you'd be like, well, that's weird. But you'd have thought, oh, someone like him would be, you know, he talks to people all the time. He'd be bored of just having casual conversations. So there you go. Why should you buy PMR? I did a video on that. Watch the video. I would buy PMR at the moment. I would buy PMR mostly over the excitement of a day one patch. Nothing, to be honest, is more exciting to me than a day one patch. This car drive's really nice. It's quite pleasant to just poodle around here. Hello, Slivers Service. This is Mid-Ohio. This is a really good racetrack. It's a tricky track for overtakes. It's kind of like an American Brands Hatch in a sense. But this was a track that was... this was in R Factor 1. I learnt this track with McGann Trophy. Bros McGann Trophy in R Factor 1. This was actually one of the first tracks I ever learnt. And I'm going to miss this corner. Like, one of the first tracks I ever learnt moderately well in a sim. Because it was in R Factor 1. And so, McGann Trophy... We've probably got lots of people watching that are new to sims in general. But basically, there's a McGann race car... I think it's V6 McGann Trophy. They shitted it up in the last like 5 years, but like 2005, 2006, it was like a V6 McGann Trophy. It's a silhouette car, so it's like a race car with a McGann shape bodywork stuck over the top of it, right? Basically, it drives like a Radical SR3, but with a smaller wheelbase, so it's more like snappy. Really good, similar speed to a Radical, I think. Maybe a little bit faster. Kind of like same speed as like a GT3 car, but it doesn't have stupid systems on it. And it's more nimble. Anyway, Bros McGann Trophy back in the 2000s was like the best server for R Factor for online racing, because there was no... this was before iRacing as well. And so you go to R Factor Central, you could do racing on that, but then there was a server called Bros McGann Trophy, that they just had McGann Trophies cycling through tracks, and this track they'd run a lot. That actually really helped get me into sim racing, so good job the modders that made that, and good job for that server. If only that happened again instead of GT3. Steve explained pretty clearly why, not just because. Well, to be honest, I watched Steve's review, and it really came across to me like he didn't spend much time with the game. I do like Steve, and I do think, he's obviously... He will approach stuff from someone that plays a lot of Forza and Gran Turismo, so I do think that's very good feedback for the developer. But it's a bit weird. His conclusions he came to with the steering wheel suggest to me that he really did not mess around with the game that much. So, you know. Also, I don't think he went that deep into things, to be honest. It genuinely looks to me like he loaded the game up, played it for maybe a few hours, and then did a video, which is totally fine. Like, that's fine. And I'm not knocking him. I like Steve. That's just the impression I got. Could be totally wrong. Also, you have to consider Steve does real driving as well, so he does a lot of console gaming, a lot of real driving. So if he loads up a game and it doesn't click with him immediately, then clearly the developer needs to work on the default settings, right? Exactly, Jelly Tea. So I think I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's still a valuable insight. Sim Magic wheels feel pretty similar to Moser. It's just that you have to. There's like 2 force feedback settings you need to adjust to get a good feel from the cars. Yeah, well, that's what I agree. So I said, like, a lot of people will just load a game up. Especially on console. If you're selling a game to console players, especially you want to get some of that lucrative Grand Theft Auto GT7 audience, you have to make sure that a complete, like, someone that's never really played a game at all can just load it up, and maybe there's like assists on the controls, maybe like gets them into it straight away, maybe they don't have to do anything, you know. So that's just I think that's another outcome of a game coming to market before it's polished enough. That's a part, you know. It's like if you serve food in a restaurant before you've got good tables or before you painted the walls and stuff, people will think the food tastes worse. So, or they're just not going to enjoy eating in that restaurant, right? So it's an important thing. It all comes back to food. I'm missing chat messages. Sorry, guys. Tablespoon salt. Day 1 table salt. Day 1 table salt will fix that. Salt patch. Yeah, the thing is, though, right? Again, I'm not knocking Steve. Like, I like Steve. So, the thing is, you could have 40 years of 30 years of sim racing experience. Like, okay, put it this way. I've been playing racing sims on the Atari ST, right? From like 2D top-down racing games. And even with that, when I first played iRacing, turns out because iRacing is bollocks, but like when I first played it, I was like, what on earth is this? What's going on? And then only after spending like 300 hours of learning its completely arbitrary physics, could I then really like appreciate the good parts of iRacing, right? It took me like 300 hours of driving iRacing for me. Well, first of all, you have to underdrive iRacing and roll the cars onto the limit to then drive them. Without doing that, you can't actually drive properly. So if you try to do completely natural, normal driving in iRacing with the vast majority of the cars in that game, you will have an utterly terrible time because the game just doesn't let you use those skills. So you have to develop hyper-specific approach and skills to be able to play iRacing. And that was even as me that's got like that have been playing games since 2D driving games, right? And the experience with lots of different sims. And to be honest, I probably, even like 10 years ago, probably have more time than probably most people in terms of like different simulators, because I'm not interested in like one specific racing sim. I like simulators in general. So I do like helicopters, gliders. I have multiple force feedback joysticks. I have Novant Falcon because I like haptics. I like force feedback in general. I like real-time physics technology. I'm not really into cars particularly, so I have like this really broad thing. And even then, I'd be like, with iRace, I'm like, what on earth is going on? So, you know, it's not implausible that you could have a game like this could throw someone off that's more experienced with other types of game. I'm not saying that that's the case, but, you know, it is possible. You say you hate cars. Do I like motorsport? I like good motorsport. I don't like Formula 1 as it is now. So like Formula 1 up to about 2006 was absolutely amazing when they could actually race and the cars weren't like were shorter and lighter and they moved around and you could watch the onboards and you could see the cars actually move and it was exciting to watch and they sounded good as well. 90s, I used to watch BTCC and F3 in the 90s and early 2000s. Vintage mini racing and stuff. And I like the engineering aspect of motorsport. I don't understand it because I'm dumb. But I do watch. I put endurance races on in the background. Bloody hell! I put endurance races on in the background when they're on, like Le Mans and I think Rally. Well, Rally's got a bit shit actually in real life, but Rally used to be incredible up until about 2009 or something, 2010. But I mean, it's still great. Like, don't get me wrong. There's loads of awesome rally stuff. But yeah, I'm not into supporting who wins. I like good racecraft. I like seeing cars move around on the limit. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Appreciate it. Sorry if I can't read your names out because I'm too dumb. I'm just too lazy. I had 5 hours sleep last night. Yeah, if you're watching the stream and you're new, we do lots of videos. We do live streams and videos. We're on Twitch as well as YouTube. I'm not into Formula 1 really. I really appreciate how skilled some of the drivers are, but I actually think I think that Formula 1 is actually quite insulting to the drivers because you have right now, like basically that Lewis Hamilton is like a super great driver, right? One of the greats, and unfortunately pretty much his entire career has been when Formula 1 is shit. So you got to see Lewis Hamilton be a complete driving genius in F3 cars, and you're like, oh my god, this is like Schumacher 2. And then, like, especially how he drove in the wet and stuff, and then you go into Formula 1 and it's like all these DRS bollocks and like no actual proper racing for the most part. There is some racing, but you know, and it's like, oh god. So, and now you've got like these, you still have Hamilton in Formula 1. You know, you've had like Alonso, you've had Massa, you've had Massa was in it when it was good as well, but like Verstappen. These drivers are incredibly talented. Like Verstappen is probably interdimensional talent, given how good he is at sims and driving. And there's like hardly any of them actually being racing each other properly because the teams are completely separated by the cars, and it's literally pointless for them to race because it wears the tyres out or ruins the strategy. And then you just have DRS. I know they're adjusting this, but if you're like the faster car, you wait for the straight and DRS past them most of the time. And if there's any debatable thing, well, you just wait and do it within the profile strategy that you've worked out. I mean, it's not quite that simple, but do you know what I mean? It's just like, I get it. Back in the olden days, you would have races where some drivers finished like like 2 to 3 laps ahead or something, but the actual, even in those races, the fundamental handling of the vehicles was on another level. Like, you could you could just watch the cars. Didn't even matter if they were racing. It's insane. Go on YouTube and look up like 2004, 2003. Just watch the races and tell me that that's not a billion times more compelling to watch, even without racing. Like, it's exciting to just see the cars go through the track because they're like dancing around. You can actually see the physics. Yeah, at the moment, to be fair, F2 is a lot better to watch generally, but even that's got problems. So, sounds like this man hasn't watched F1 in years. No, every now and again I do watch a Formula 1 race to make sure that I'm not being stupid. Probably watch like 4 or 5 F1 races every year, and every time I'm like, bloody hell. Sometimes there are some good racing moments, but it's just not even comparable. Like, so a big thing that would happen in the past that a lot of people have completely forgotten about is you'd have way more safety cars, which would then bunch the cars up, and then the drivers wouldn't be absolutely scared of ruining the tyres, so you could get them jumping people at the start of a safety car, and they'd all be bunched up. Like, every time there was a safety car with Schumacher racing, and even towards the end, like when it was Schumacher and Robert Kubica, and Kubica's the best driver in the world. Even towards that, every time there's a safety car, they'd be right on the tail of the car in the front trying to make something happen, right? And that's just... Now it's like virtual safety car. Oh, great. That's exciting. So, yes, it's DRS, which is... DRS is to try and band-aid patch the fact that the cars are too big and too heavy. So... Honestly, right, if Formula 1 drivers were not contractually obliged to not slag off Formula 1 as part of being in Formula 1, you would hear a lot of them say, or some of them do actually still say it, you would hear them say this is stupid. It should be a lot better. So, and I say it's an insult because we have some... Like, the talent of Verstappen is... It's like watching Zinedine Zidane or something. I don't think even Verstappen understands. Like, he'll just be... He's like a robot, right? He doesn't perceive his genius. He just does it. It'll be normal to him. So, he won't even get it. In like 30 years' time, he'll watch some replays of him driving, and he'll be like, oh, that was pretty good. Right? But he's doing it with cars that drive stupid, and there's no proper racing. So imagine how good it would be. Anyway. There's no way you can watch modern Formula 1 and be like, yeah, this is on a par with anything in the past. So who knows? Maybe it'll get better in the future. The thing is, there's always things that are good and bad. Different sports, different activities. And what you can do is you can end up getting stuck into the sport that you once loved as a spectator or as a player, when actually it might be time to focus on a different activity, which is why I've taken up watching lawn bowls instead of Formula 1. And you might say to yourself, God, how is lawn bowls more exciting than Formula 1? And I'll tell you, last weekend's lawn bowls tournament, Doris died halfway through bowling, just collapsed. And it took half an hour for the medics to come and take her off the court. But Archibald, he hadn't even noticed that she was dead. So he was bowling over a corpse. Absolutely incredible viewing. It was sad, but it's how she wanted to go. She died doing what she loved. To be fair, lawn bowls is like super difficult how skilled they are at it. Like curling, pure cinema. Pure cinema. But also, I mean, you know, you can put Formula 1 on in the background if you enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with enjoying it, even if it's not as good as it used to be. And the great thing now is that there is a lot, like the Race YouTube channel puts so much stuff on YouTube you can just watch. Whereas in the past you had to go to like Motors TV on cable. Yeah, the problem with Overpowered, I agree with you. I've seen clips of the Australian stuff, and it does look awesome. The problem is, it's the same with IMSA and IndyCar and stuff. It's just on at like weird times for those of us that aren't Antipodians. So, yeah, even though you can watch a lot of it free on the internet. How's the game feel to drive? Should I buy it or not? I've done a video. How does it feel? I'd say it feels like a McVitie's dark chocolate digestive, but you've maybe not dunked it for long enough. And it's also maybe one which doesn't have quite enough chocolate on it. Dave can write about suspension. Okay. Don't know what that means. Antipodian. Am I saying it wrong? Is it Antipodian? Antipodian? Antipode. It's because it's antipode. Antipodian. Surely that's right. Oh, they've got the patch notes out. Are they day one patch notes? Hello, Turge. Hello, how's it going, man? Car never pitches forwards or backwards. Zero weight transfer. Right. Can you see the front of the car? I'm going up and down here. When can you see the front of the car when I brake? Right. That car's going down. Right. Now let me go into this corner. Look, Scandi flick. That wouldn't happen. If there's no weight transfer, you wouldn't be able to do this. I'm not on the throttle. I'm not on the throttle. Lift off oversteer. I'm not braking, so I'm not going to make the corner, but there's lift off oversteer there through that corner. It depends what car you drive. Do you want to look at this? It's just a weird... It's a weird... I think it's because if you can't feel it in the force feedback, it can seem that way. But you're going to tell me... You want a bloody extreme example? Right. Yeah, I know. I watched his video, but we set the fastest lap time. I'm actually the world leader. I'm the world champion at in the MX-5 in this game. So you know, I'm actually the world's foremost authority on it right now until the game comes out. in the world
today.
I'm going to be driving the Bugatti Veyron. Yes, it's often been said that Project Motor Racing doesn't have any weight transfer, but that's from people that haven't set the car up correctly. Oh dear. And it looks like Dave Cam has maybe not set his force feedback up. And on that bombshell, we're going to head over to a bold man in the studio.
Let me just adjust this. To be fair, the MX-5 is very stiff in this game, and I don't think it's it's not the best MX-5 out of simulated MX-5s, you know. So I'm not entirely disagreeing with what he said. Like it's not like Also, the default setup on the MX-5 has like mental camber and caster, so the car just wants to drive on rails. So that's another thing as well. I can't believe I'm saying this, but because often when I'm critical of stuff, people go, "You haven't looked at the setup of the force feedback." But like, if you were watching the live stream, we were doing the hot lapping in the MX-5. So we were trying to go fast, which is the only time I ever do setups, because I hate looking at setups and I think games should have good setups. And we loaded it up, and because we could see the tyres were overheating stupidly, and I think they still do. I think there's a bug with tyre temperatures with some of the cars, or it seems that way at least. The caster, the caster setting was mental. The camber was mental. So. Right, is that suspension? I mean, you could say it's just the game's camera, but I've got my camera locked to horizon. So, accelerator is making the front go up and the brake's making the front go down. You can also feel it in the force feedback. So, if it was just camera, then, you know, it's an illusion. Okay, now, with this car, what are we going to do? Like, if I flick it into the corner, like this is oversteer, right? And then I dab the brake to get more oversteer. This is weight transfer from turning. Like, it's not just the turning pushing the rear over. You can't. I think it's physically impossible to Scandi flick a car into a corner without weight transfer. It is very grippy as a simulator, so you know you can't passively trail brake it like you do in iRacing. But to be clear, how that is in iRacing, I think is a little bit weird. I do like iRacing's nimbleness under the limit, but iRacing encourages a mega passive way of driving. AC1, I think, is the closest to real cars. So, iRacing has a really good camera system. You can set it up however you want. Slide. We in the UK we have faster clocks. This allows us to. This encourages the workforce to work faster. It's something we developed. This is how the British boats could travel faster as well. So it was a really good innovation. I was really surprised other countries didn't think of it. As a result, we have the fastest trains, the fastest aeroplanes, the fastest boats, the fastest cars. Yeah. Well, and don't tell me that I'm wrong, because myself, literally invented time. Didn't exist before that. And then we trapped you. We trapped you in the time. You'll never escape the time. That's why it's called tea time. And that's why it's called GMT. A lot of people don't know this, but for our international viewers, I hope you're learning. Remember to subscribe and click the like button for more fantastic, incredibly useful, life-changing knowledge. Fremin666, I did think about that, but I'm going to pretend that you didn't say that, and we're all going to ignore that. I was hoping that nobody noticed. Shh, shh. Nobody needs to know about our slight flaw in the plan. I have a cunning plan. Fortunately, everyone's so depressed in Britain, everything still feels very slow because of the weather and greyness. Is there any point in this game if you already own MS2? I mean, is there any point in anything? really. Sometimes you wake up and you're like, what's the point? And I hate to break it to you, there is no point other than the excitement of existence itself and the question of whether or not you'll make it through another day of existence before your untimely demise. So, well, it depends what you want to do with your time, doesn't it, really? I prefer the physics in this to AMS2, but AMS2's obviously had 4 years of polish and is built on a game that came out 2 years before it, so... I find AMS2 super annoying to drive, but I don't find this annoying to drive because the cars are balanced in this. But AMS2 has much nicer looking graphics. Oh, you can mow the lawn in this though. I don't think you can do that in AMS2. So... yeah, AMS2 doesn't have day one patch. AMS2 has game-changing updates every month or so, so it depends. What's your priorities? Do you look forwards to day one patch, or do you prefer game-changing update? Although I do think the day one patch, if it's good, could be a game-changing update, but most people haven't played the game yet, so it'll just be the game. But for me, it'll be a game-changing update. But if the day one patch isn't good, we can look forwards to the next game-changing update. So, you know, there's always a reason to watch YouTube channels and find out what's happened in the game that you don't like. Day one patch is now just the official release. Feels like a holiday. Well, console gamers, all you have is bloody ACC that's not the best version of ACC. Forza, which is a bit of a mess. Forza Horizon's really good, actually, but it's not really a simulator. You know, I mean, it's actually quite good, Forza Horizon, but... then Forza Motorsport, which was a super mega flop, and that's only on the Xbox. Other than that, Wreckfest 2... oh, that's not on console, is it? That's actually really good fun. That probably will come out to console. Thanks for following. ACC seems a lot better. Are you being ironic? I don't really remember any cars from the 70s and 80s in ACC. Might have missed them. Oh, mega overdrive there. Well, there's a weird thing that developers seem to do. R-Factor 2 did this. Rensport's done this, and PMR's doing this, where the developers like, yes, we will support mods. And mods will be amazing in our game because we support it. And it's like, okay, it's nice to have that as a plan at the start, and it's great. However, modders will only make mods for games if the game is popular and easy to mod. Normally, the game's popular first, and then modders will do it. So, for example, Serious Sam, the FPS game, had amazing mod tools. I made some maps for it myself. It had like a real-time editor, DirectX 8 or 9 or whatever. You could like move lights and test AI in the Serious engine. Really, really good. But it really didn't take off for modding, even though it was way easier to mod than Unreal Tournament and Half-Life. I think it was still Half-Life 1 engine then. This was before Source. Anyway, that never took off because Serious Sam was never really that popular of a game. I mean, it sold well, but it wasn't like a really popular game. So it's like with R Factor 2 it's got pretty good physics with good cars, but it's just never really took off, so no one made mods for it, and it was very complicated to make good cars, quite hard to make good cars. Whereas AC1, super easy to mod, and AMS1, super easy to mod, not too complicated, but also R Factor 1 was basically, you can think of AMS1 as like the next game from R Factor 1 in a sense. And AC were very, very popular out the box, at the get-go. Like, AC1 had the same reception in its early access that the AC Rally is getting at the moment. You know, people are really hyped for it. So, yeah, mods are for when people are already super excited. So a developer can't preempt it. It's good. It is really good. It is really good to support it, but you know, it's very presumptive. It's like the esports thing as well. Doing esports before a game's popular, it's like you need like a GT7 really, because it's already got the audience that already want to play competitively. Doesn't matter what game it is. You need at least 200,000 players, I think. And then that's enough for there to be an esports audience. Stefano. Is that the Kuno Stefano? Oh, that guy. It'll activate the chip in my brain. The delivery doesn't match the promises as usual. It's not out yet. I mean, we'll see. Oh yeah, we could do a poll in chat. Welcome along everyone that's watching the stream. Appreciate all the viewers. Poll chat. Buy or Dibno or buy. But type buy if you're going to buy it, and type no buy if you're not. We'll see what the data is. There's a lot of hype behind this game. I love that we're subjecting about almost 1,000 people. I think we've got 1,082 people watching. We're subjecting 1,082 people to my bold face. It's amazing. Imagine that. Imagine having to look at my face. Sorry I'm not a beautiful model, guys and girls. Obviously, a lot of our viewers are women. I keep forgetting. At least half of our viewers are stunning women, obviously. Keep forgetting that. But, yeah, sorry I'm not a fitty. Mind you, I do have to cover up my abs as part of terms and conditions. So, you know, obviously, as someone that does a lot of sim racing, I have such a good bod. See, there are people that are buying it and pre-ordering it my thing is, as I say, like we've been very clear that there's CPU issues and AI issues and stuff. The press version. My thing is that I personally don't pre-order anything, and also I would say I'll just wait until something comes out and then try it, and then within the 2-hour Steam window you can refund it if you don't like it. And that's not the option on PlayStation. That's how the consoles get you. Get a Steam machine when they come out. Thanks for subscribing, appreciate it. These cars look beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Well, personally, I wouldn't pirate games myself. Mostly because it's not convenient. And also because I think the online racing will probably be the best part of this. So I just wouldn't do that.
Okay, let's go.
Look at the size of the wheels. You guys have broken my chat. You guys have broken my chat room. It's going to take a while to catch up. I'll try and read the chat. You typed too fit. You typed too quick for my app. Couldn't take it. Sing a song?
3, 2, 1, go!
I can't.
Sing a song with the didgeridoo voice about PMR.
I can't sing songs on demand like that. It's too much pressure. Thank Ring Runners. Thank you very much for the donation. I tell you what, I'll get the didgeridoo because you donated. Well, what should we call the song? I had to get my didgeridoo.
Okay, let's go.
What should we call the song? Okay, this song is called Day One. Day One patch launch in 20 minutes. That's the name of the song.
Okay, let's go.
I can't play the didgeridoo whilst laughing. Hang on. Day One patch. I don't know why you're booing. It's a great song. I thought that was a great performance. Thank you very much for the donation. Appreciate it. You missed the song earlier. We did a Day One patch song. Thank you. Oh no, the clock's restarted. We broke the time.
3, 2, 1, go!
One more time. Oh, okay, I'll do another.
Smiley mit Freudentränen, Smiley mit Freudentränen, one more time.
Okay, we can do another song. Hang on. It's 30 minutes, right? Okay. another song. This song's called. Thanks, Ray. This song's called. No. Is there weight transfer in PMR? Yes. Weight transfer doesn't exist. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Right, let's get back to driving here. Appreciate the support there. Need a hug. Did you enjoy that? That's art. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We lost 200 viewers. We lost 200 viewers playing the didgeridoo. Wow, those people clearly have no taste in music. What can I say? 200 viewers. It's worth it. To be honest, worth it. That's like a whole auditorium leaving. Oh, that's amazing. It's well good. They could hire me to vacate buildings when there's a fire. Maybe they could just play my didgeridoo. Oh, guys, you broke my chat. Can you all type a bit slower? Why is it? We paused the game, but the car sounds like a steam engine. Could be it. Could be the new day one patch beat. Come along and get the day one patch. Right, that was just like Michael Jackson, that. Don't know what's going on there. Hey, Macarena. We could, if we were talented, we could didgeridoo to that. Let's lose another 200 viewers. You ready? The problem with the didgeridoo is you can't play it whilst you're laughing. It's the worst instrument for playing and laughing. A piano, you can play and laugh. Right. We've got the chat back now. And there goes another 300 viewers. Oh, dear. I wonder how many people are tuning in that have never experienced the amazing world of Gamer Muscle videos. A world that makes little sense. What game is this now? This is pre-day one patch. Tay, you feel that people just want the game to fail like LMU and Messi earlier? Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of that in sim racing, which is really weird. It's super weird that there's a load of people that just want stuff to fail, and you're like, why? Like, who does that benefit? I totally understand. So, I keep saying this, but like, it's completely reasonable for someone to go, I think it's too expensive for what it's got. I don't. It seems to have these things. I don't like this. I like that. Whatever. That's totally fine. But it's really weird. The like mega emotive, just wanting something to fail or suck. I mean, it makes sense to, like, if you watch this channel, I totally, I totally understand that. But you know what I mean? Because also with a video game, even if it's a shit video game, there's normally a lot of people working on it as well, and it's not like that everybody working on it did a shit job, right? This, you know. So it's weird to want something to fail, I think. And you guys are typing too much. You keep breaking my chat. How come I'm not using a H pattern? I'm too lazy. We have standards that we know what a game can be. If a game's shit, then the company overpromises it. That's reality. Well, no. So the point would be is that you go, I think that this company or this thing is overpromised, and I think XYZ thing is not good or doesn't offer value, and then yeah, you're just like, well, that's it. You know. Do you know what I mean? Like, the big lesson would be, don't pre-order in the first place. Like, think of it this way: if you haven't pre-ordered something, and then you can like wait until it comes out, and then if it's shit, you can just refund it, or you can just not buy it. I still like, it's worth being critical about stuff and saying what's good or bad, or it's totally valid. As I say, it's completely valid to say, oh, I think the developer's overpromised, or you know, the marketing doesn't line up with the product, and it's totally valid to then point those things out. It actually undermines what could be a good argument when people are like, you know, just want something to fail, especially when they just like ignore the positives of something and only focus on the positives or only focus on the negatives. That's the thing. Cones! I don't think people expect a perfect sim, and I do think that the difficulty is, if you're marketing a product, you have to hype it to market it, otherwise no one will be interested, right? You have to create hype. Bloody hell, broken wrists. You have to create hype to get people interested, and marketers will overpromise or play loose with the truth, loose lips, to get hype, right? But at the same time, if you're overpromising and you don't deliver, then that'll obviously annoy people. So, yeah, it's a conundrum, isn't it? Because you got to think, like, nobody gives a shit about driving sims normally. Like, I don't think a lot of sim racers or driving sim or driving game fans realise. I don't think they realise that, you know, in the gaming space at large, right, outside of driving game fans, the gamers in general, when they see driving games, they're like, oh, this is... They just, like, turn off. They're like, why do I want to drive the same thing on the same track, right? Right, a lot of people don't realise that, I mean, because before I got back into driving games for racing, like Sims and stuff properly, I would just be like, what on earth is wrong with these car people? Like, oh, Gran Turismo, oh, PGR, oh, got a new car, look at the engine, oh, and I'll just be like, what is wrong with you? Maybe the guys watching, there was a guy that was on my degree, was in the first and second year of the degree I did, and he was always going on about bloody cars all the time. Maybe he's watching, it's possible. And I was just like, all of us were just like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Constantly, oh, this engine, this performance. And now I've turned into one of these idiots. You know who you are if you're watching. Welcome to the flock. I think they might have ended up working for. They might have ended up working at your Technics, or they might have ended up working for who made Project Gotham Racing before the company got shut down. It was in Liverpool, but Bizarre Creations. I think they ended up working for them for a bit. Wouldn't surprise me. Too many viewers for a game muscle stream, it feels right, I know. 20 minutes left, 18 minutes, 55 seconds. Time sped up again. Our clock keeps getting adjusted. Update 1.5. Hang on, but what about 1.0? 1.5 is the Half-Life 1 version. Have I looked at the patch notes? No, I don't dare. I want to be. I want to be slapped in the face with day one patch excitement as it happens. Well, the TGT Thrustmaster wheels should work. Yeah, like it's all the main wheels should work. To be honest, Thrustmaster, Fanatec, Moser, Simagic, Simucube. You know. The stream can handle more people than Fanatec websites on Black Friday. I know the shoulder fish is attached to the life jacket. I'll be slapped with joy and love. Thanks for subscribing, Michael Stockwell. Am I feeling optimistic? I don't really feel optimism when I've only slept for 5 hours. I really hope that for me, I can overlook the AI stuff because I'm not a big single player person. I would like that to be sorted, but for me, the main thing is just the CPU performance, because I don't mind. I quite like how the cars drive in this, and then as long as cars drive nicely, which they clearly do, you can do online racing. It'll be fun, right? So, and I really want, it's the same with like Rensport, I want more games that have console support as well as PC, so you've got more players, so you can got more people to race against, because we get up at like 4 in the morning sometimes, or 3 in the morning, and we can only play bloody GT3s in LMU, which I'm bored of, or iRacing F4. So yeah, like crossplay is actually pretty significant for. Also, we have a lot of viewers that are Australians and North Americans, and their time zones are terrible for online racing. Unless you're talking iRacing and GT7, that's it. You think this will be the first game that Ian will fix? Well, Ian personally, Ian Bell personally will sit down and code it. To be like, Project Cars 2 actually had quite a few patches, right, after its launch. It still had bugs in it, but it's quite a complicated game. Would I like them to have patched it even more? Yes. I do think that they did drop development a bit too soon. But I don't think it's fair to say that they completely ignored everything. This is what's weird with the whole Project Cars 2 thing. It's not a perfect game, but that's actually... Project Cars 2 is a really good game. Like, I've got like 1,000 hours or so on it. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Appreciate it. We would... Yeah, we play Project Cars 2 loads. We streamed it loads as well. Clio Cup, Radical... That's where the Radical SR3 thing started to happen as well. back mono, snow racing. It was a really fun game. I just think a lot of the PC players didn't get Project Cars 2, but it was in a good time between before loads of AC mods came out. Hello, bloody hell.
What happened to the rear spoiler? Wang Dancing Girl.
What? The rear spoiler dancing? Oh, what from? That was from a live stream. Yeah, we need to get that fixed. Thank you very much, Mostly Parked. Really appreciate that. And he's a member. He's just given me $20, and he's a member. And we don't need any donations for this live stream, guys. I mean, if you're a Saudi prince, you've got money to raise. Really appreciate it. But as I was saying yesterday, if we have over 300-400 live viewers, we do not need any donations. Like, ad revenue is going to be fine. But thank you very much. Really appreciate it. We'll need to get the dancing girls on the bumper for sure. And by the way, that's not reverse psychology. I'm being like. Problem is, if you say don't do something, people do it. So I'm genuine. I'm just saying, you know. We do. You get good ad revenue off. If you get over 500 live viewers in a live stream, you get more than minimum wage. So you know. How long we got? 15 minutes. Here we go. Project Cars 2 is a great game. Just the sticky contact physics. Oh yeah, the netcode's a bit weird. But yeah, no, it's good fun. The physics are weird, but the thing is, right, if you can put in if you can get 400 hours of gameplay out of a video game that's like a £50 video game or less, well, that's a bloody good video game, right? Oh, it's my channel. How's it going, man?
Go.
How you doing?
Just doing this to be contrary.
Oh, what a knob. How you doing, man? Hope you're well. I've not expected you for ages. Hope kids and everything's good. Time to get the Janetta back on track. I bet you've sold it. Bet he sold it. My chat's half broken, guys, so sorry if I miss messages. Enjoying PMR, thank you. Most people are feeling depressed with the content. Appreciate it. We'll have to chat sometime. Be awesome to catch up. Please update review. Freaky Leak with the membership. Thank you very much. Blessed be.
And lo, on the fourth night, his force feedback was strong and bountiful. And yea, did he feel the force through his wheel directly into his hands, and he was touched.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the membership there. This is just the base version of the game. Freeman, as standard people say, and I agree, on the average 1 hour Euro criteria. Exactly. That's the international pricing standard established in the arcades in the 90s. Although that was bloody £1 for 5 minutes, unless you were good at pinball. That's why pinball was so good. Oh yeah, Mike, I still haven't got that aim for cash machine, by the way. But there is a point-blank game being developed for the VR headsets, so my addiction will be satiated. Yeah, it used to be like £1 for 5 minutes in the arcades, but if you were good at pinball, for £1, you could keep going for bloody ages. Oil slick.
Obviously, you are using reverse psychology.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Oil slick with the $2 dingle. There'll be a tariff on that donation. Thank you very much. Yeah, you could get like 14 14, 20 minutes out of pounding a pinball machine, 3 balls, and you get a bonus ball, 50p for 1 ball, £1 for 3 balls. That's the international dollar per pound per playtime. The Trocadero, yeah. Did you use the? Did you ever go on the? It would have been Virtuality. They had one in Leicester as well. They've actually got one still in Leicester. If you go to the computer gaming museum in Leicester, they have a Virtuality machine that works. You can try it. So, yeah, Virtuality, they had like 3 games for that. A mech game, a weird like platformer, and then a driving game, and they were terrible.
3, 2,
oh, bloody hell.
1, go!
MF Henry, thank you very much.
You put your bald head in our video and it got 50k, so here's thanks, I guess.
Put my bald head in a video? What video did you put it in? I told you about it. I didn't license my head for your only bolds content. You remember paying £25 per megabyte of RAM? Oh, we've gone back to that. Don't worry. It's getting there. Yeah. Oh my goodness. RAM's gone up. It's 200% what it was a month ago. It's insane. We did a video about the game if it's worth getting. Oh, we got 10 minutes. 10 minutes until launch time. We could quickly... We're still in the press version here. I left it... I think Jake said that he couldn't load back into it after he closed it last night because the Steam launcher, right? So I just left this turned on all night. So we could keep playing. So we are the only person currently playing Project Motor Racing on PC right now. Genius.
3, 2,
Bloody hell.
1,
Falcrum Swifter.
It is weird PMR won't support triples on release. I hope they will turn it into a proper GT7 experience. Story mode plus fast matchmaking.
That would be nice. I think they should have done that out of the box. Also, GT7. Zeben. I would like a GT7. That sounds way better than GT7. Thomas, do they call it GT7 in Germany? GT7. Zimmerrassing GT7. Oh, okay. French will be like GT7. Le jeu vidéo GT7. It's GT7. Oh. The one time that Germans could take advantage of the Zeben and they don't. Well, we're going to close out of this in a minute so we can preload. So I'm going to do one more lap. The old cars in this feel great. Handle really nice. Everything jiggles when you wobble things enough. This music's well good. Jungling it. Woo. We could try and do some hosted. It'll depend how well this works on the CPU, if they've optimised it. Oh! Right. Time to preload. We have fast internet. We should be able to preload this in a few minutes. Oh, no, it's not. So it's not a day one patch. He's ruined everything. That's ruined everything. Oh, is it? Technically, that's a day 2 patch, right? I mean, well, we'll have to do a day 1 patch hype stream then tomorrow. We'll have to do a game-changing day 1 patch stream. Now, some people might accuse me of milking the launch of this game for all it's worth as a YouTuber. And I would like to just say those accusations could be true. But it's my job. It's my job as a YouTuber to test things adequately and to play things and to present things. It's what I'm just doing what I'm meant to be doing, right? It's not my fault 1,000 people want to watch this. Oh dear, what is wrong with people? God. There's a patch today and a patch tomorrow. Delayed because it needs to be in sync with the console version. Oh, bloody consoles. Okay. Wow. I blame games consoles. So hang on, the version of the game right now is actually exactly the same as what I was just playing. Hang on a minute. Right. Just make sure I'm on the right thing here. No, we're not in beta. Right, we've got to wait 2 minutes. 5 minutes. Bloody game consoles. Game consoles ruin everything. Oh, did Dave Cam say there's no weight transfer on the brake and the throttle?
Okay, let's go.
Sweet. This is a good example of why content creators have to be careful in what they say. Of course, I am always incredibly careful in what I say, and I never say things in a way that people could misinterpret because, I'm incredibly careful all the time. I'm incredibly careful with exactly what I say, just to be careful of how people might misinterpret it.
I don't like ACC, but I do like the Normalist. So that is amazing. So it's probably one of the
2 minutes.
Probably one of the one of the or not the best simulation to practice, like even F1 or GT mods. It's really good.
Yeah, guys, you guys have broken my. We'll actually probably have to put slow chat on at some point. Oh, we've hit 1,200 viewers. Hello there. Oh dear. Welcome along, guys. Appreciate all the subs. We should hang on. Let's break everything whilst we're doing this. Why not? You guys should join us in the tea room. Here we go. Join our Discord, guys. Here's a link to it if you would like to join our Discord. Shameless self-promoting here. Literal minutes to go. Click the like button, guys, if you want to. I don't know what our biggest like number was on a live stream. I think we got over 1,000 likes before. I don't know what the likes are on this. But yeah, appreciate it. Well, I'm looking forward myself to the great PMR Assetto Corsa Evo Wars. I think this could be the next big battle. The next big battle in sim racing. It'll be like, oh, PMR had an update. Is it better than Evo? Because we didn't like Evo because it was early access. Oh, Evo 0.4, but is it better than PMR? There's going to be so many things to compare, guys. Oh, comparison, man. Is
Okay,
PMR?
let's go.
Are people unfair about PMR's physics? Is Dave Cam correct about weight transfer? Which has better netcode, PMR, Evo, or iRacing? Who has the most realistic tyre model? Which sim has the best vintage cars? The original Assetto Corsa, PMR, or Evo? Is GT7 realistic? PMR destroys it. I've just done Kira's thumbnails for him there. GNs? Well, it's GM. Have I been paid off? I'm going to, as we've got quite a few viewers, I'm going to explain this for a wider audience. Influencers do not need to be paid off by a developer directly or do sponsorships. And if they do, they legally have to say it's sponsored. Otherwise it's illegal, right? In the UK, they have to say it's sponsored. So if it doesn't say it's sponsored, they're either breaking the law or they're not sponsored, right? But influencers make more money from ad revenue and donations than they would do generally from partnerships with sponsored stuff. Like, you can make a lot of money with sponsored stuff, but a lot of YouTubers, if they're larger channels, it's just more effort than just doing a live stream and getting ad revenue, right? Or other partnerships like exclusive brand deals and things. So people need to understand that a YouTuber would not need to be paid off by a developer for them to be biased. So I don't know why that's not understood by a lot of people.
But one of the or not the best simulation to practice, like
check the patch.
GT mods, they're really good.
I don't know if we can launch the game yet. Where's the patch notes? Well, I can click play. I don't know if it'll run. I don't even know. How do you know what version of the game you're running? No, well, I click play, see what happens. It's probably exactly the same version we were just playing. I click play. I think it's loading. We'll see what happens. How do we know what version it is? How do you know? Oh wait, we don't need a countdown. This could be the version. I can't tell. Oh, it's loading. I think we just need to wait for the program to load. Well, there we go. How do we know if this is a different version? Where's the version number? 1500. Right. I didn't see. What was the... Can someone rewind the stream? What did it say before? Rewind the stream. Right, hang on. Let me have a look. In the menu. Oh, where is it? I don't think it said the version number before. Wow. So someone was saying that they don't have the CPU stuff's not updated yet. Oh, hang on. 2948422. I don't even know what that means. Right. 150. Okay. Well, it's 15.00. We could create a server. We'll see if there's any custom lobbies. Oh, there are. There's custom lobbies here. Should we make one? Create a server. It won't launch on Xbox. There is. I don't know if we can put a password on it. Should we just leave it open and see if people come in? Please don't spam the chat because my chat's messed up as it is. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know why it's 19 cars in multiplayer for this for hosted. This should be the latest version of the game, or what people can access right now. But then someone was saying, so I think the server should be called Gamer Muscle here. Someone was saying that the actual day one patch isn't till tomorrow. So I think that's actually a day two patch, to be honest. Like in my mind, day one suggests it's within the first 24 hours. So I guess tomorrow is within 24 hours. That is a day, isn't it? So we have to let them off, I think. Well, I think. Oh yeah, so we're on the new version now, but apparently the CPU stuff's not fixed in this. So yeah, it's not been a day. The day starts now at 1 p.m. So we'll see 1 p.m. tomorrow. That's a day. That's a day in my mind, and I invented time. Oh look, Capricious Capri's in here from Germany. Beautiful. Might be waiting a while as we wait for more people to join to see if they get in. Robert Nicholas Berg, hello. Mackie, oh look at this, people are loading in. People are getting in there. Paul Scargill. Hang on, S4S, is that Straight 4 Studios? Is this a developer? Get out! It's no longer your game now, it's the public's. It's out. You're no longer in control. It's going to be like Assetto Corsa. It's going to be like AC where they've lost control and it belongs to the general public. Oh, look at all these loaders. We got two game consoles in here as well, crossplay. You only bought the standard pre-release version. Bloody tag. Oh, look at this. We're gonna see if we can get a full server. What is happening? If anyone can explain this channel, good luck. Steer aim assist. Can you shut Xbox players out? Oh, look, people are leaving. They haven't got the patience. Oh! Look at these game pads. That's an Xbox controller. How do you know if it's How do you know if it's a Xbox or a PC? Oh, it's filling up Pedro's from France.
Okay, let's go.
I don't think you can join during practice. We could be a PC with a gamepad. Should we ready up? There's no chat window, so I don't know.
I don't like ACC, but I do like the normalist. But that is amazing. So it's probably one of the, well, one of the or not the best simulation to practice, like even F1 or GT mods. It's really good.
Incoming. I mean, I don't know what's going on. People are joining now, so maybe, yeah. Well, we'll have to see. We're gonna have to do a day one patch hype stream. Yes. This is look. It couldn't be any. Why are we not ready? Why are we not starting? I've clicked start and it's 5 second countdown. Yeah, this is great. We can cover what's happening, and this is perfect. It's like Evo is perfect. Like every time they do an update to Evo, we can do a video. Same with Assetto Corsa Rally. It's like every time they do an update, it's like, oh, YouTube video, and everyone's like, what's changed? Tell us, bold man, what's changed? And then we're like, oh shit, I forgot to put the sun on. You know, I have to say, modern game developers are really helping YouTubers. Oh, we got to wait for the game consoles to load. Come on, warm your Xbox up. The Xboxes are smoking. Oh no! Look, all the PCs have loaded. PC gamers are going to ban games consoles if it takes 4 times as long for them to load. Oh no! Waiting to load. Oh no! We can mock the consoles so hard. Consoles making everyone wait. Oh, bloody games consoles. What are we doing? Is this it? Oh dear. Someone's put their console on the carpet and it's overheated. Okay, well that's a little bit of a problem, isn't it? What do we do? What do we do? We can't play. We're gonna wait for the players to load. Oh no. Ah! They load it. Bloody hell. Sadly, half the grid died of old age. Maybe it boots them after a while. We'll see. Well, frame rate still looks pretty bad, so I guess, as I said, they probably... I don't think they patched that yet. Hang on. They've changed the defaults here. I don't know what, unless that was me before. I know that was the defaults before we changed it ourselves. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Really appreciate it. I don't know why we accidentally didn't set the sun. It's their first game. It's the pair's first game and they loaded to night time. Oh well. Welcome to the UK, console players. I think we will win the first game we do, obviously. I haven't tried it with a gamepad. Oh, which layout are we doing? Oh, we're doing full layout. I even set it and I couldn't couldn't see. No, it seems to be the same. The game actually has volumetric clouds, I think. Yeah, the game has volumetric clouds, so they'll be able to adjust how the clouds work and change them. They're not just a static graphic. So if they look a bit shitty, it's something that wouldn't be too hard to change. Thanks for subscribing, Ivan. Thing is, right, for me, if we can host a session, people can just jump in and race, and that works with these handling mechanics, and it works cross-platform, that is actually that's a good game in and of itself. Right? For me, for my use, like, with a sim, it's about how the cars drive, right? This car feels fantastic. I think it's totally nice to drive. I kind of feel like with PMR, maybe they like marketed it a bit badly in some ways, like, or maybe I don't even know. Outside of YouTubers and promote random event things they did, Sim Racing Expo, did they? I guess no, they did marketing online, didn't they? Like videos and stuff. Well, web marketing, yeah. Yeah, that's because they didn't set the force feedback up right, I think. Like, I mean, I've not really driven the GT3s that much, but I think they felt all right from what I remember. I don't really care about GT3 cars. I could just... Why would you even want to drive a car? Why would you want to drive a GT3 car when you have GT1 cars, right? It's like going, oh, I'm gonna drive. I really want to fly a passenger jet instead of a bloody Spitfire, or like, do you know what I mean? So having a flight sim with like amazing planes, and then everyone flies the most boring shit known to man. TC Vipers, thanks for subscribing, appreciate it. Alert might not come up on the screen because we've had too many subs and donations and things, and chat's too fast. we have 1,300 viewers watching. Bloody hell! What on earth? It's just Ian Bell with 1,300 laptops in his sitting room. The game's really totally popular. His house, smoke. He's got the police are flying over his house. They think he's got a grow operation going on. just on a laptop. It's like one of those Chinese social media farms where they have 1,000 phones all on sticks. Oh dear. This car does sound good. Some of the cars sound a bit shitty, but a lot of the GT cars sound well good. Can't park there. Spitfires are quite big aeroplanes, actually, surprisingly so. Like, I didn't know this, but did you know that when you see aeroplanes flying over, they look really small, but actually, when you get up close to them, they're quite big. I always used to wonder, how can a person fit in that? I used to think that they were like drones or something, or like paper aeroplanes, but yeah, no, it turns out a whole person can sit in them. It's just that they're far away. Oh, we still got the sound ripping issue. Still, there's no. This is not the day one patch. This is a patch, but not the day one patch. This is the day -1 patch. Watch my force feedback setup guide if you think the force feedback feels terrible. Because it genuinely doesn't feel terrible if you set it up correctly. It's actually really detailed force feedback. Okay, well, Spitfires are small compared to like a Vulcan bomber or a Flying Fortress, or yeah, like a IL-2. That's a two-seater plane. That was technically a light bomber. They put light bombs under the wings and had a machine gunner on the back. They did make two-seater Spitfires, but you know that was for training, not for. Yeah, modern fighter jets are actually so big. Like, again, when they're in the air, they're really big, really small. I mean, so you don't realise how big they are. But on the ground, they're actually quite big. Like a Eurofighter Typhoon is surprisingly big. But as I say, like a Vulcan bomber, that's actually huge. That actually looks big in the air, surprisingly. Like I tell you what, A380s, they look big in the air and on the ground. I often go walking near Heathrow Airport, and you see the planes coming in, even if you're just in Richmond Park. Or even like, yeah, if you're up that way. It's not Richmond, is it? Well, you can see it from Richmond, but like just up the river from Barnes, the planes look pretty damn big, and they're quite high then. That's still Zone 2, London. No, we're second, but most people did not put a lap in, but that was just practice at Derby. Derby practice. Can we win the first ever PMR race? I think we can. Annoyingly, guys, I have to go in a bit to get vaccinated for flu because I'm old. I need my flu and COVID jab, so we'll have to disappear for like probably an hour. It depends how quick they are. You ready? I know. I literally booked my vaccines on my birthday. I was like, I'm old now.
Oh dear. I really need to be vaccinated. There's lots of very bad germs travelling around in winter. If I don't get vaccinated, I'll probably die. Oh. It's very cold outside. I better put a jumper and a hat on.
People still getting vax. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. It wouldn't be a live stream. Yeah. It turns out vaccinations are a really good thing to have, yeah. Polio, smallpox, pretty handy. Measles, mumps, rubella, diphtheria, tetanus. Really quite good, actually. Yes, and given that I go to trade shows, last year I got really sick from Sim Formula Europe. Yeah, I mean, you do what you want. People can do what they want to do, but I'll take my chances with all the vaccines. Give me them vaccines, all of them. I love it. Fill me up. I'm going out on my own terms. I'm not letting some like pesky virus randomly get me. I'm gonna. I'll be like, I'm taking action. I have the immune system of a potato, so I have to stick lots of whatever in me. Why wasn't the day 2 pack? I don't know. I need to eat more dirt. I try falling off my bicycle into face planting. The COVID vaccines are BS. Yeah, I mean, you might want to, before typing stuff on the internet, you might want to quote actual peer-reviewed scientific papers. Otherwise, you'll seem like you will come across as a buffoon. You might think you're right, but before typing stuff on the internet, I think if you're going to make a statement like that, you should really make sure you're making that statement quoting actual peer-reviewed papers. But I don't want a debate about vaccines. To be honest, all those people that don't get vaccinated, I'm happy for you to take your chances. You know, and you'll be happy for the vaccinated to take our chances, so we can all live happily together. Some of us, proportionally, won't live happily together, but we'll see which group it is, won't we? I think I will go with the vaccination. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good that people can choose what they want. Good for them. Right. Is Ian in the chat here? What is he doing in the chat here? Why doesn't he bloody get on track? Imagine paying to develop a game and not being on the first Game of Muscle server to assert dominance on the track. Imagine that. I mean, really. What a waste. What a wasted opportunity. I mean, the only reason I would do a business would be to race Game of Muscle online. That would be my number one goal. We have 20. I put the quality a bit long. We made the quality a bit long in this, but I thought these people would need to warm up at the game. People just not setting times, they just quit. Do I need to make another server? I think everyone's left the server. I'm going to make another server, guys. I'm going to make another server. Everyone's left it. Oh, no, there's one person that... Oh, shit. Well, we now left the server. Oh, no, lobby's for... Oh, no, we've broken everything, guys. We've broken it. Oh, no, I think the servers have died. Oh, no. Well... That's not good. Oh no! Time to up the number of Amazon web servers. Sam Popel. Oh, everyone will go back. Everyone always just plays iRacing and AC in the end. Hang on, custom lobby. Here we go. Oh no! Look, I think the servers have gone down. Okay, well, the servers went down anyway, so it didn't make any difference. Y2 Buttons, how's it going, man? Buttons has been around since we started the channel 300 years ago. Poor guy. Yeah, well, the online's not working. Oh no, this might be working. What's this? Derby National Launch Porsche Challenge. Register. Okay, confirm. Okay. We're back to the Project Cars 2 days. Yeah, it's well good. Bongero ring, here we go. Guys, why are you having this like bloody vaccine conversation in the chat? It's insane. Well, as we always say, it's really weird that some people get so riled up over vaccines, but they don't get riled up over breathing in car fumes or all the shitty water that the water companies are like pumping into rivers and in the sea. So you genuinely cannot swim in the sea when it's rained, and you really are likely to catch stuff if you go in rivers, which you should be able to swim in perfectly fine, but you can't. It's just so weird. Like, on the scale of things to be, like, who cares? Like, separate to the science, proving or disproving stuff, on the scale of things to be concerned about, it's so weird for people. Yeah, the plastic and shit, or the lack of healthy food that's available, or the abundance of unhealthy food. There's so many more things that you should be really annoyed about before you get to debating subtleties of mRNA vaccine methods. But, you know, one involves a needle. Oh, dear. You don't jab exhaust fumes inside of you and squeeze it in. No, you literally do. That's how your lungs work. The exhaust fumes are pushed into your body, and then your lungs trap the soot, the debris, all the shit, and all those gases go into your body, and the plastics seep into you through your skin, through what you eat. I had to pay for it, Bambeeks, myself. Like, as I say, I do. I go to lots of trade shows and things, and the problem is a lot. So you'll notice this if you go to like trade shows not in your own country, you tend to like build up a general immunity to stuff in your area. Well, especially if you're around kids and stuff. But if you go to trade shows and things, it can be really brutal because you go to a country where it's all like fresh and new. So like last Gamescom, so many people got really sick this year, and from a year back, loads of people were super sick from Sim Racing Expo. This year wasn't too bad actually. Sim Racing Expo, Simforma Europe, lots of people got super sick. Yeah, get your diseases locally. Fresh diseases. What's going on here? King Cat, I don't know. It's like as soon as you mention, like, I'm having, the only reason it came up is because I have to leave the stream to get a vaccine, so that's upset the anti-vaxxers. It's just really weird. They don't get upset when I say I'm going to have another biscuit. They're not like, oh, Game of Muscle. Game of Muscle, you shouldn't eat biscuits. You look morbidly obese as it is. Bloody Game of Muscle. Oh, don't have a biscuit, you fatty. They don't say that, do they? They don't care about me being fat, but apparently, oh no, vaccine's terrible. They don't go. I don't get concerning chat messages from people going, oh, you haven't walked around enough. You're definitely going to get a deep vein thrombosis. Oh, Game of Muscle, you've not been sleeping properly and you're up too early streaming. I'm really concerned that you're going to have a stroke or something. It's like, no, they don't care about that. They don't care about that at all. They just... the face, Thomas. Yeah, they don't care about that stuff. But mention getting a vaccine. Oh, God, Game of Muscle, watch out. Watch out, you'll start levitating. Big Pharma's coming for you. Big Simrig is who we really need to watch out for. Big Simrig is the real danger. What's going on here? This event doesn't seem to be working. Am I meant to click on something? I'm just sat here. Is this broken? I think this might have broken. Session begins. Oh, hang on, I can't see it. In. Oh, something minutes and 8 seconds. I can't. My camera's blocking the. How do I? It's hard, my camera. Oh, 2 minutes. We can wait, Tim. Oh, you can see it on the screen. I'm so dumb. No, I've done. We've done the other thing. Is to the 2 races is to qualify for the overall. So it's a bit like iRacing. It's actually really quite a good idea the way they've done this. You do multiple races. At least 2 races in each event of the rotating thing to then get your score for those races for then the whole thing. If that makes sense. You should be able to play it offline in career mode. The force feedback's good in this. We've done a force feedback guide. I was up till 4 in the morning last night doing video stuff because I knew that people would be like, oh, it feels terrible. And like, ironically, this game actually has really nice force feedback. I mean, it's like you can feel what the car's doing. You can totally drive from it. So I knew that, but. Still, even if you make a guide video, for sure you know that people are going to be like, they won't watch it. But, that's just how it is. Can't get triple settings great, but it works with some tweaking. You have a weirdly large left mirror. That's so that you don't accidentally reverse into a cyclist. Is it at least 80% there? You can't feel Jack from a DD2. Did you watch my force feedback settings video, Logiforce? I literally made a force feedback settings video. Everyone should just post it everywhere. Because I just explain what you need to do to set your wheel to feel really good force feedback. You only really need to change 2 options, to be honest, or 3. There's 3 main things to change. The overall gain setting, put that on 100. turn any damper or anything off on your wheelbase in the game. Oh, here we go. And then in the game, on the car setup page, where you can change the individual car setting, just change the steering rack force down a bit and turn the rack boost effect onto like 30 or 40. Am I being forced to play this game against my will? Well, it depends, isn't it? It's debatable, isn't it? Free will. Do we have free will? I don't believe in free will in an absolute sense. In a practical sense, you have to believe in free will because it makes just dealing with anything difficult if you don't just assume it is there. But ultimately, I think we are just a result of what's going on, and what's gone on in my life has meant that I'm sat here watching a session starting box with what looks like a Windows Vista load circle. With 800 other people watching me do that. So I do wonder what went wrong with humanity. Like, how did this happen? What happened? Like, an amoeba multiplied and then some fish came out of the ocean and then this happened. Oh, here we go. Off we go to Derby. Oh, it's suitably miserable weather. We got to wait for the Xboxes to load. The Xboxes. Hello, Bust. How's it going, man? This is bloody painful. We have to wait. The game's console's ruining everything. We have to wait for... Is it the Xbox or is it the PlayStation? This is already super tough. Like, could you not have it so that people can drive in a practice whilst the plebs load in their game? Right, because this is painful. This is actually probably the worst thing about the game. Because we're talking like 2 minutes for the consoles to load. And there's nothing to do. You could at least play a song. The game could play a song. You'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Waiting for the game's consoles to load. Waiting for the game's consoles to slow. They're loaded. Yeah, see, we could have had... that took like a week. I mean, it doesn't matter for me because we're live streaming, but a lot of people, that's like too long. It should put the names on the screen, yeah. I don't think we need 100 litres of fuel. Go to the camera view, the camera adjustment view, and then set the... Yeah, go to the camera adjustment view and then press X. We will. Dear, I've just broken this. We're the only PC in here. Oh no. Guys, it's a matter of pride. Where's he going? Okay. Interesting look. Okay. Oh man, this setup needs tweaking. We're gonna have to win this, guys. If we lose to these, to the peasants, that's it. Computer deleted. Bloody hell. This setup on this car's mental. Is this it's Porsche GT3 or Cup? Okay. Oh no, we're not even first. How is he? Oh, I did cock up pretty big, didn't I? Have all these other guys not set a single lap time? Have they all just quit? They're just confused. Oh no, track limits. Bloody hell. What? What? Oh, bloody. I might as well just try and fix the car. Flying zone. To stop people doing like a run up. I don't know why the aligning feels so aggressive on this car. Three minutes to do one more lap. They need to make the headlights brighter. Yeah, day one patch. Yes, you can slide the car. There you go, that's better. So you can see, like, when I just went out on this with the settings we had, the car felt terrible to drive, but just tweaking those settings a tiny bit, and the car feels way more natural. A lot of people just wouldn't know what to do, or they wouldn't know. Well, that's not good for our quality, that. Pie Minster's too good. I can't compete with Pie Minster. He's on another level. Oh, he did a 1948. This car has a bit of a weird high-speed wobble. A lot of the vehicles seem to do that, actually, in this. I would have, if I was straight four, I would not, for the first week, I would not run like cloudy, dark weather for the first races, right? It's really weird. It's like, why would you not just run what looks the best? Like, set the weather to be golden hour, morning or afternoon, sunshine, so the game looks as best possible for people first loading it up. Like, why would you want the first time people play your game and they load into this for it to be what UK looks like most of the year? Trying to, like, make everyone depressed. Not everybody has to be depressed, come on. Ah, he's still 1.5 seconds faster. Oh, I'm on hards. Shit, I didn't notice that. I thought it was on auto. Will softs last 20 minutes? Oh no, we don't have softs. All it's got is hard. We could get more temperature to the tires with some caster and stuff. Oh. So most of I guess once you've got more people done races, the ranking will fill out. And, you know, you'll actually be able to you'll be with people that don't quit and stuff. That is true, Pete. This is the weather that produces the beans and toast, and that's what matters, really. It could be that it's probably the PlayStations load quickly. It's probably the Xboxes that are slow. For each car, you'll want to probably change the force feedback. But there's just two things to change to what you want. Have you had much experience with Sims on the Steam Deck? I played Dirt Rally on the Steam Deck. Dirt Rally, Dirt 5, Assetto Corsa Rally. They're quite good on the Steam Deck, or they work at least. And then Wreckfest 1 is really good on the Steam Deck. It actually plays really good. And Automobilista 2 works on the Steam Deck, but it depends on the content that you're driving. But yeah, I mostly I don't normally play that many games when I'm not live streaming, so I mostly use the Steam Deck for just to test stuff. So when I do a review, like with the Assetto Corsa Rally, I can just say to people, it runs on the Steam Deck. I do play the Trials Descenders Next and Peglin. I like the Steam Deck for like platformers and mobile games, that sort of stuff, simple games. I've just got, what's the one with the helicopter? It doesn't run very well, but it was actually quite good. Playing it the other day. It's like Desert Strike. It's a new Desert Strike type game. Oh, here we go. Vehicle setup. I don't know how much fuel you need for 20 minutes. Let's put 64 in. Let's see. That's way too much fuel, but we'll just go. We could probably give it more cam, but we'll be fine. We'll just go with this. First race here. It's a shame that the grid went full with just 10 people, but well. 20-minute race, guys. That seems a bit hardcore as well, like initially. If I was them, I'd probably aim for 12-minute races to start with for most stuff, because 20 minutes is going to like cook a lot of casual players. I think the max grid size is 19. Yeah, this new, is it called Ready Hot or something, or like I don't know. It's like a it's good. It's got a story. It's like a Cleared Hot. That's it. Yeah, it's really good. It's got like a story to it. It's like physics based. It's like Desert Strike, but it's got like physics stuff in it, little missions and things, and like story and things. It doesn't run very well on the Steam Deck, like 30-40 FPS, but the mechanics are fun. Oh, here we go. First ranked race. Battle of the gamepads. I've got a 2-second penalty! Why? Penalty system in this game. Oh dear. What? Okay. They really need to. Can't be honest, got penalty. So now we've got to be 2 seconds ahead of this guy. It's pretty world's harshest penalty system. Yes! Well, we've got the 2 seconds. Come on. I can assure you this is going to be the most riveting and exciting 15-minute race you've ever seen. Well, the netcode of that guy's car seemed pretty good whilst he was there. It depends. It seems like the tyre temperatures on different cars are a bit over the place. Some the older GT cars, the tyre temperatures seem to work better, but with the newer cars, like the MX-5, the tyres are like hot potato. But yeah, normally like a bit of extra camber and caster and stuff, or not caster, toe camber can affect temperature and pressure. Assuming they're embarrassed. They're embarrassed to have Donington in the game. They don't want Americans to realise that the UK is the utopia that it is. They're really worried that that Americans might see the glory of the East Midlands and be like, oh, we're all going to go there, and then they'll ruin it. So they've made East Midlands look as miserable as possible. This is after the nuclear strike. Why is the view in the mirror really nice? The view in the mirror, it looks really nice and like sunny, and then in the front, it's miserable. There's a bollard in the middle of the road. It's like a metaphor. The past always looks better than the future. I think the handling's good. Like, this car drives fine. It's like a Porsche Cup. I really like how this track feels like. It feels like I'm driving through a cup of tea. $15 laps to go, and we will win the first ever PMR ranked online race against console peasants. Thanks, Jumping to Bomb Boss, for raiding us. Really appreciate it. Guys, check out his channel. I'll check you out after this stream. I don't know. This looks beautiful to me. It looks like this looks like a perfectly normal summer's day in Derby. Beautiful. Can you not just look at how nice and warm it looks? What's the selling point of this game? Built-in online ranked racing, with you just being able to jump in and do a ranked race, with enough people for that to work, because it's cross-platform, and then GT1 cars, and then physics that are super duper advanced. I mean, I think the physics are all right, to be honest. The force feedback's nice, but a lot of people will debate the physics, and they'll just, because the cars in this are controllable and easy to push and forgiving at the limit, a lot of people will go Simcade. Pie's out of it. To be honest, if the ranked racing like this, like obviously this is our first race, if it puts you with ranked people and you can just do races, and it works, that is basically the that's a good hook for the game, right? Because it's all about just getting the rank. Even now, where we're not racing anyone, but it's like, oh, I've got to finish the race because I need the points for the ranking, right? And that's compelling for losers that like numbers to go up, and I'm one of those. So I think this game is just marketed really weird and confusing to people. Yeah, Race Stream's ranked racing is really good to get into. It's only £30, but it's not that active in North American times, but it's good fun. I think this has better physics than Race Room though. As a comment on Basic Ollie Street, well, look, I tell you what I've noticed a lot of, right? There's a definitely on a controller. Oh my goodness, how do we pass him? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ah, bloody hell! Okay, ah! That's very hard to avoid. What there's a lot of, which is really weird, you need to be really skeptical of stuff. There's a lot of sim racers that are just poo-pooing the physics in this and the force feedback, who clearly have not actually tried and put any time into it, right? And then there's a load of people that just regurgitate what they've said. It's mental. Like, there's things to say about this, like the graphics don't look as good as it should do for a new game. The frame rate's terrible. The single player, loads of stuff. Like watch Jake GP Laps. Watch his video of it and what he says. That's actually quite reasonable. And you can see he's driving the game perfectly fine. He's like, oh, that's quite enjoyable to drive, but here are the problems, right? Watch Random Call Signs review video. There seems to be predominantly people that mostly are supposedly hardcore sim racers that play like LMU or iRacing a lot, right? That are just like, it's like, well, hang on a minute. You guys are put up with iRacing, which I enjoy, but iRacing, at worst, iRacing's physics are equally as shit if you're going to play that game. So the problem is, people will just repeat what other people say. Like, I don't want people to copy what I say. They need to think for themselves. Yeah, well, again, Steve's video, it really didn't seem to me. I watched his video. I don't necessarily disagree with his comments about it should be more polished, the settings out of the box, maybe the gamepad stuff. But it didn't seem to me like he'd spent much time playing the game. So, and he wasn't really that critical in terms of actually comparing and contrasting stuff. Or if he was, he didn't actually say stuff critically, right? So, I'm not knocking him. I like Steve, and I think his content's good. I like his humour. Again, to be clear, because I know people always take things out of context. But it's like, behaviour in the gamepad in the Valkyrie was borderline Mario Kart. Yeah, well, go and maybe try. I haven't tried it with a gamepad, but there's other videos of people driving with a gamepad perfectly fine. So, you know, and the thing is, I don't disagree that it probably should. They should make sure that when they give a game to press, that they make sure that it's understandable with a gamepad for whoever you give it to, right? I don't know why you wouldn't, but well, I mean, the cold tyre thing, like, the thing is, a realistic simulator is difficult to make work well with a gamepad, but it's still, it's up to the developer to actually make the game work with a gamepad. So, and if you advertise it as working with it, so I'm not excusing the developer, but, you know. Hey, Steve, chill. I just don't know how it's just weird to me. Like, I don't get why the things to complain about with this game are the graphics look shit relative to the frame rate. The AI's got, like, issues in single player, which basically makes single player stupid. The load time for the console gamers to get into the session is rubbish. The UI design is not obvious, and the default settings are not good. There's probably other stuff, right? But the handling and the force feedback are no worse than other driving simulators that most people consider to be perfectly fine and realistic. Like, if you're going to say ACC's realistic, where you have to drive like a bloody robot and there's no dynamic range to force feedback, you have to concede that this drives as good as ACC. If you're going to say iRacing's realistic, where you literally cannot push on the limit because the tyres turn off, if you counter steer in iRacing, you lose so much time, it's insane. You have to just roll into the corners. The cold tyres in iRacing are mental, as if like cold tyres have no productive grip at all. Where actually,
I don't like ACC, but
you know,
I do like the normal.
So there's just so little consistency between some of these comments that people have. I don't get it.
Or not the best.
I don't know what they're forming their views on.
Even F1 or GT mods, it's really good.
Well, the biggest reason to play this is for the excitement of day one patch. I'm truly excited for that. iRacing handling's fine. It's fine if you don't know what's wrong with it, and if you underdrive and you roll. If you don't know how to balance cars at the limit, it's fine because you won't notice. AC1 is probably one of the best sims for actually how cars should be driven at the limit and balancing the slip. You cannot approach iRacing at all like that. It doesn't support it. And there's a reason why you have current Formula 1 drivers using AC1 to practice with, or why they prefer it as their simulator. Was two reasons. One, you can modify cars and tracks easily, so you can tweak things to get it to line up with your real thing. But the other reason is the driving process in AC1 is 1 billion times closer to reality than iRacing. So, hence why Janetta use AC as a training simulator. Hence why Delara used AC for a while. But, you know, it's so much of a meme on the internet that iRacing is the most realisticest simulator, because people, again, they don't think for themselves, they're not tested stuff. That you can literally load up the centrifugal track on iRacing, right, and go into a circle, induce oversteer, and see how slow the car is to slop out, and if you counter steer, it's still doing the slop. You don't need to get Max to mod a car through AC1 and build a sim around it. The default cars, the stock cars in AC, have the same fundamental physics. And you have many drivers that have consulted for mods like RSS mods. I know Max Verstappen likes RSS mods. There's other mods as well that real drivers have consulted on for AC, and even that they've used for direct parity with their stuff. They can't publicly say what they've done because they're contractually unable to endorse stuff outside of what they've been, outside of the contract. But I can tell you there's multiple mods in AC1 that well-known real-world drivers have consulted on that are the closest, as far as you can get in a simulator, to the real-world car. Sadly, I can't just tell you names and things. But, yeah. Real drivers. But ultimately, it's more down to the tyre model and the force feedback and the physics than, like, a driver consulting. I mean, I think this is better than Forza Motorsport. Not the frame rate, but the driving. Like, I couldn't play Forza Motorsport at all. Oh yeah, AMS1's really good as well. Like Neil's Housenveld has done cars at Real World F3, GB4, and F2, F4, F3. The Real World team uses those cars to practice with. That's AMS1. They feel great. So they feel fantastic. They're not that dissimilar in handling to the stuff that's in this, to be honest. And also in terms of feel and what you can do. It's really handy having that cone in the middle of the track. This has been like a Formula 1 race, very enjoyable. But it doesn't matter. The main thing is we're going to win this. You go to the camera view in the cockpit and you press X, or there's a button at the bottom of the screen you can see that says hide steering wheel. Now, I'm not to be clear. Well, that's a big pause. To be clear, I'm not saying this game doesn't have problems with its physics. It seems like tyre temperature stuff's weird. There's this weird wobble on the straight with this car. There seems to be, you can probably the curbing does the AC curbing thing, and I think you can probably grief or like exploit the slip at the limit and overdrive into that slip, or maybe exploit the engine braking to some degree. So far from perfect. He's driven off the racing line. What on earth is going on? It's a console player with racing etiquette. I honestly, I hate that I seem to be, like, I'm not even trying to be positive about this game. I feel like I'm slagging this game off. Like, the frame rate performance, the AI, the graphics. I feel like I slag this off pretty heavily, and yet I don't understand how I seem to be coming across as the supporter of this game. Like, I don't get it. I really do not get it. I like Race Room. Race Room's really good. I've always been a big fan of Race Room. It's a little bit sloppy on the tyres, and the force feedback's a bit dull, but it tells you what the cars are doing. Super easy to drive, and their ranked multiplayer system's really good. You can jump in and drive it, and it's only £30 to get into it. So it's really good. Race Room's awesome. For what it is, sadly it's taken a long time for them to get the ranking system. Yeah, Lab Pong. It's weird though. It's weird that they don't do that with iRacing. Like, again, people's views on things are totally arbitrary. We have 3,000 hours in iRacing. So, and then the thing with people would always go, oh, why are you playing it if you hate it? It's like, well, I don't hate it. I enjoy driving sims, and I actually put time into them. I'm just critical. But they ignore the time I put into iRacing and just go, oh, it's because you're doing it for views. Dave Cam. Well, what doesn't drive well about this? Specifically, what is wrong with the driving in this? Like, you can see we're clearly driving this around perfectly fine. You can see that Jake from GP Laps was driving fine. So, what's massively wrong with this compared to whatever arbitrary simulator? I don't think Dave Cam's shilling for iRacing, to be honest. I think he likes to generally roll into slip and drive more, like not drive into the slip aggressively as his general driving style. Ah, we're the best. We're the best. See, perfect game. You can drive around just fine. There's no feeling of weight. That's 100% your force feedback settings. Trail braking doesn't help. It does. You can clearly trail brake in this. This is clearly. I'm like one of the most vocal complainers of lift-off oversteer and trail braking issues in AMS2. It's like one of the first things I notice is if a car doesn't nose in on the brake. So I'm a big complaint with AC Rally. So, yeah, no, the thing is, though, Dave Cam, you play a lot of iRacing, so it's like people will say with me, they'll be like, oh, they'll say, oh, you're AC, they'll think you're like an AC player. But also, if you play one sim more, then it's quite likely that a person kind of frames their perception of things based off that sim that they tend to be playing more. So yeah, well, there's no way that you can come to the conclusion that the cars don't turn in on this game or don't have weight transfer. The only reason why I could see someone would come to that conclusion is if they have not set the force feedback up to a basic level, because then it will feel like there's no weight transfer, and it will feel like the cars are just going into slip because it will just be a flat force feedback signal. So yeah, all you have to do is go into the car setup and decrease the strength of the car and increase. There's another setting to it. I can't show it right now. But you do that and you can then very clearly feel the grip of the tyre coming and going. This is quite the slip of the tyre is like really quite large in this. Yeah, well, I don't know what you're doing then. There's no other way that you can come to the conclusion that you've come to. It doesn't make you can literally Scandinavian flick the vehicles, and you can do a whole bunch of stuff. So you assumed that everybody that disagrees with you hasn't tinkered. I'm saying that there is no way that you can come to the conclusion that the game has no weight transfer unless you've not set up the force feedback. But it's demonstrably got weight transfer. It's not. You can demonstrate. You can literally display. You can see it. So it's like, it's not an opinion. You're saying something that's demonstrably wrong, that this sim doesn't have weight transfer. Well, that's demonstrably wrong. So that's not an opinion. I don't. It's like yeah, it's just not. I don't know what you. How do you counter that? If someone says something that you can visually demonstrate is incorrect, and then you go, also you can understand why someone could come to that conclusion if they've set things up X, Y, Z way. What else is there? Like, if they're then going to not change their view. No, but it's not about who. It's not a subjective thing, Dave Cam. You can literally Scandinavian flick the vehicles. And you can do it. You can see it happening. You can demonstrably do it. So it's not subjective. Bold fun. It's not like I don't. It's a really weird thing. Unless you're trolling, it's a really weird thing to like. To like. Also, do you not think like a sim developer would notice if a game didn't have weight transfer? Like it would be such a fundamental physics thing. It's just weird. You Scandi flick a prototype. But that's not the point. I'm not even... So that's a really bizarre thing to say. I'm not making the argument that the cars are realistic to the real cars. And I'm not saying that the grip levels are correct. And I'm not saying that the vehicles are good to the real cars. I'm saying your claim was that there's no weight transfer, and I've then said, yes, there is. Here's an example of a physics characteristic that demonstrates weight transfer, and now you have now gone, oh well, Scandi flick the prototypes, which I don't necessarily disagree with, that those cars could be messed up, but you've used that statement as if it's a counter argument to what I've said, but it's not. It's just a stupid thing to say. Like, and then that is also saying that you can Scandi flick cars, and therefore there is weight transfer. So even if it's with the wrong vehicle, so you're basically saying, oh, I'm right. It makes sense. Yeah, but Dave Cam, not everything is an opinion if you demonstrate it's like, this is something that's really weird. You can't use an opinion as a defense against reality. It's like me going, it just doesn't make sense. Like, if someone shows you something, well, why are we stuck on this? If someone shows you something that's counter to your opinion, if you then don't change your opinion, well, you can still keep your opinion, but you would be wrong. It's just like, if someone presents evidence to you, we're trapped here. It's not going to save it. Go to a Mazda that's softly sprung and show you weight transfer. Well, again, we've demonstrated it with multiple other vehicles. The big problem now is that we're trapped here. So now you've moved the goalposts, and you're saying it's only the Mazda that doesn't have weight transfer. But in your video, the implication and what you've said is that there's no weight transfer in the game. So people are obviously just repeating that. Whereas I don't disagree that the Mazda is very stiff and overly stable in this simulator. I don't disagree. The big reason for that is because it could be set up wrong, like maybe the prototype set up wrong, but B, the caster and stuff is mental. The no feeling of weight is because of your force feedback settings. It might be worse in the MX-5, but the way you said it implies that it applies to everything. The game's stuck. This is a problem. See, this is a big issue. We can't get out of the bloody race. We might have lost our race result. Well, I can load up a Mazda, though. I actually have to go. We might have to do it later. Let's load up a Mazda quickly. I literally have 5 minutes. But yeah, like... Caster adjustments doesn't defy Newton's law of motion. No, but if a car has the wheels pointing inwards and also has everything set up so it's super like going to produce an on-rails behaviour until the tyres go over, generally it will make a car more stout. I've just said, personally, I do think the MX-5 is far too stiff in this. I think even in AC1, I think the MX-5 is too stiff, and this is stiffer than the AC1. And I actually prefer the MX-5 under the limit in iRacing. I even prefer the MX-5 on cold tyres in iRacing, specifically because it does rotate much more aggressively. So I don't disagree that the car could be a lot better, but the claim that you made, which you've now moved the goalposts on, was that there's no weight transfer in Project Motor Racing, which is, as I explained, isn't the case. So, and then you're saying you can't feel it. Again, I explained you can adjust the force feedback with... Maybe the MX-5 has worse force feedback than the other cars, but the force feedback with a lot of the cars in this game is really quite good. Like, you can feel what the car's doing. So I don't see the... Oh, we don't really need to do that, do we? We'll just click race. I don't know. Okay, but you've adjusted the force feedback, but then you couldn't get it to actually feel decent. Did you adjust the force feedback in the actual car itself? So, like, turn down the strength here. Put rack feel on 1, turn alignment boost up to 30. Right. By the default car, I don't know if they've changed it now, but this camber is mental. But okay, we'll leave this up. We'll leave it on the defaults. Actually, I forgot to change one of the things. Also, what I'd like to do, and I don't know why this is the case, I like to turn EQ mid off because it seems to put like random shit in there, which you do not need. Okay, so... I'm not sure what, like, I can still adjust the force feedback, but there's range of force here. We've only got like 3 minutes. There is a range of force describing the tyre grip there. But yeah, with the default setup, the car is on rails, so it's not getting to the limit of the tyres until you get on the throttle. But there's a range of force there describing the grip. So I can see how, if you've not changed the setup, why you would say what you said. It's exactly what I was saying. With the defaults, I can see why someone would come to that conclusion with this car and maybe some other cars. How do we get back here to the... we did the hot lap challenge. We did the hot lap challenge on Lime Rock Park, and basically we opened the rear diff more, we closed the front diff, we reduced the height of the front and the rear. What else did we do? The toe-in of the rear is a bit ridiculous. The camber is ridiculous on the rear as well. Tighten the springs up a bit. sorry, the front anti-roll bar, the diff. I meant reduced the diff preload, and it's the power ramp angle. So we the diff coast. A higher angle is less diff. So we open the rear diff for diff coast. So having the diff on strong will stop the rear rotating. But yeah, I think this car is too stiff, but that's separate to the claim that the game has no weight transfer and that you can't feel the cars. So... in my opinion, no, it's an objective fact that there is weight transfer in the game. I don't know why you're being so weirdly stubborn on it. It doesn't really... It's a weird... It's... Okay, I mean, I thought... I don't know, it's weird. Like... and there's no point in continuing the conversation. I think if you get to a point where... If in a conversation, if someone's just going to say... Yeah, in your opinion, to when you explain stuff and show stuff, and you've given reasons, you can then reject those reasons. I clearly can't convince you, so it's not going to change your mind, so that's fine. But I don't think there's anything else I'm going to be able to say. That's how you see it. I'm not going to change my mind because you've said so. No, but... It's not about because I've said so. I mean, maybe you haven't seen it, but you can see it with other vehicles as you're driving, and you can change the settings, and then you can actually do it yourself. And I've explained what you can do to do it. So, I mean, I guess all I can say is just test it. You'll have to try it for yourself. But then you're saying you've tried settings and you can't feel it. So... I mean, I can't say I can't say anything, so that's fine. But you know, it's just it is what it is. I need to go, guys. I'll be back later. I have to. Random. You should live stream so I can raid you. I have to go, but I'll be back in like an hour or so, hopefully. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Go and give Dave a follow. Give Random Call Sign a follow. Dave does reviews and dirty eye racing. But by the way, guys, I don't have any beef with Dave Cam. People always assume if you have a conversation and you're talking, they assume that you're like at war with them. I have no ill feelings to Dave Cam. I do Random Call Sign, obviously. Go and follow Dave Cam, Random Call Sign and everything. I literally just have to get my flu jab because I'm old. So I'll be back later. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate all the support we had today. Take care. People really need to be aware that life is too short to actually dislike people. It's a common mistake people make. Right, I'm off. I've got to go. That's my alarm. That's my vaccine alarm. My pensioner alarm. Appreciate it again, guys. Really do appreciate it. It's been mental having this many viewers, and the donations and the support is genuinely absolutely insane. So, see you later. Bye.